what would it be without some technical difficulties here on the Praetor's Reject stream? So, I pushed a button. I got problems in vMix. So we'll figure it out. Sending outputs left and right, but we'll get there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our new Saturday session of D&D premiering here on Virtual GreyhawkCon 2020. I know Jay has got stuff going on over on his channel, Lord Gasumba, and they're having some fun times. And when they get done, they're going to come on over here and harass us. But in the meantime, I have these lovely ladies here to play a game of D&D. We are down one player. A family emergency has got Emily off the table for the moment. She's going to try to make it tonight, but may not. But that's just the way it goes. Family first. So there was no excuses needed. When that happens, take care of it. This game will continue on, and it's not like, not that important over other things. That being said, we are here to play some D&D in the world of Greyhawk. And most of the players here have no idea. I don't think, at least I'm assuming, they know much what's going on with Greyhawk. But we're going to educate them, because I'm going to learn too. And we'll probably get schooled by a few of the old grognards when we step out of bounds. But you know what? This is the way it is. And Amai, our lovely Amai, who's been a part of the channel almost from day one, fairly close, is joining us tonight. Yep. So we like to get her involved when we can. She's got her own channel too, so she'll introduce it. But we'll start with our introductions. We had a session 0 last night. Hey, Sidwee. Hey, Ann over Nightheart Gaming, who runs an all-female game on Friday nights. Good to see you. So yes, we ran a session 0 last week, and I'll do a recap on that to kind of bring everybody up to date and continue on in that theme of still getting the characters fleshed out a little, letting the group kind of play around and interact with each other as they learn their ways, and then get the story started this week in this session. So with that being said, we will start with Elodie. Say hello to everybody about yourself, your character, what you've got going on social media wise, or your gamings, all that other fun stuff.
Sure. Hi, I'm Ellen Delina. You can find me on Twitter at Ellen_Delina. I am playing Elodie Dufresne. She is an ASMR paladin. You'll find more about her as we get going. You can usually find me GMing a podcast, a Savage World actual play podcast called The Birdhouse Mysteries at Birdhouse Mist on Twitter.
Very nice, very nice. We're missing Emily, so when she gets in, we can let her do her song and dance. She has joined the channel and is friends with our next guest here, Lori. Say hello to everybody.
Hey. So I'm Lori Pecchia. Wow, this is my first whole this deal. So y'all laugh at me. I've been playing D&D for I don't know ever. I run a group at Gen Con every year. Our name is 37 Zombies. That would be my little tag there at 37 Zombies. We do all sorts of fun stuff. I got about 20 Gs, and that's kind of our shtick. This is my first jab at really doing this online gig. Since COVID is awesome. I tattoo is what I do. I'm not being a nerd.
Right. And your character?
My character is Maslani. She's a rogue and quite mysterious, and I don't want to disclose anything else because that would be not fun.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, we're dragging Lori kicking and screaming to this virtual and technical side. She is, yes. All right, next up is Vixatera.
Hi guys, I am Kirsten. I am playing the High Elf Cleric Vixera. I'm used to saying the Tiefling Druid Grief, but that is not who I'm playing tonight. I am an artist over on Twitter. You can go to myriad_x and check out my work there.
And last but not least, Ren.
Hi everybody, I'm Mandy. I'm also an artist over on Twitter. You can find me at the Mandy with 2 eyes on the end instead of a Y. And I will be playing Ren, the human barbarian. She is a strong lady.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to share her with all of you.
And these last 2 ladies, they also play on our Friday night game of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So they have to put up with me twice. Both days on their weekends. It's I feel sad for them. But
I'm also on the
Twice a
Wednesday
week
game
with
now.
Duff?
oh, that's right. Wednesday they
Yeah.
come in and out of all the games. That's right. Wednesday they
Yep.
come in and out of all the games. That's right.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So yes, they have taken over the channel. Let's put it that way. So
Yeah, we
well,
have.
we've had Amai and we've had Rosalie who's in there.
Yeah.
And who else? We've had
This is
another.
also around.
Yeah.
Remember Sky?
Scott, we've had a few ladies, but we did run them off. I think they chose to leave. But now we've got the new ones, and they have taken over the channel, and they're basically prettier than most of us anyway. So, also here, like I said, we've special guest star. We've got Amai joining us here, running her character Lavinia, one of the haberdashery members. Say hello, Amai, please.
Hi, I am Cynthia, but online everyone knows me as Amai, and I'm playing Lavinia Arameth today. She is our wood elf cleric of life, Salune, fun stuff, yes. And she has an enchanted prosthetic arm.
And don't forget Zima, but he's not with us
She
today.
does. She has a dragon, a dragon fairy friend, named Zima, who is sadly not here, but they take care of things when she's not at the shop. It's all fine. It's all good.
She gets her in trouble a lot, so that's why. So yeah, so Zima's
She's
a
a
prankster.
sweet little fairy dragon.
Oh.
Sweet little thing.
All right. Well, with that being said, so folks, joining us, yes, we have got, like I said, this is a new stream, the Greyhawk. We've got some newfangled tech going on here too, so we're trying to see how this plays out. But all of our stats that you're seeing on screen are dynamically being generated, pulling from our Fantasy Grounds databases. And so as things change in the game, it should reflect here on screen. Amai is actually, since she's a guest star, I've got her over the dice area for the Fantasy Grounds, so we'll be missing that when we've got guests, but normally there'll be a window right there that will showcase dice rolls. And then on our combat transition here, 1 second, we roll over to this. We will have lots more information showing up on screen here. So we're going to see how this is all created by Gaming Buddhist, who has, I believe, was in chat here, is hanging out watching some. One of the Team TUI developers for Fantasy Grounds, and he has been gracious enough to help us put together and put up with me the background program and the coding to make this file happen with vMix. So we're going to see how it runs in that. I'm pushing 90% gaming, so we're okay so far. So we'll see what happens as we progress here. But I am maxing out vMix and truly using probably what they weren't expecting it to be used for with all these overlays and the data. But Gaming Buddhist is going to be posting stuff. He's got stuff that he's going to put in the DMs Guild up there, and we'll be linking to that as he throws more content up there to download and use for integrations into Fantasy Grounds and fun stuff. Trying to provide an alternative to D&D Beyond. Not going to show the full character sheet, but at least what I think people are using D&D Beyond for is to kind of watch what's happening with hit points and stats and things like that. And so we're hoping that this is going to be something that we reflect up on the screen. All right, let's get to the game. So with that being said, the group here started off the session finding out that they were slaves, coming to in a hazy fog, finding themselves in an encampment that were being, they were getting ready to be sold, auctioned off, and a mysterious woman that was in the crowd was making eye contact with them, and over time purchased them off of the stage to take away. And I am embellishing a little bit because it was definitely different from the gameplay, but now we get to tell a story, so I get to embellish a lot more. As she loaded them up and took them away, they, a couple of them astutely, as they're coming to and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. They can't even remember their names, anything about who they are. Noticed that they were being followed. And after a day's journey and setting up camp, they begin to interact with each other. A lot of mistrust, a lot of unsurety of what was happening. And as morning progressed, then they woke up to find that some of the slavers actually had come after the group to take them back and away from the purchaser, because they saw females, saw a female buyer. They were going to take advantage of the situation. Amai, her character, Lavinia, actually had a seizure of some sorts and could not be woken up. And so the group had to hop into action. And as they laid waste and kicked ass on these pirate slavers, and were learning, trying to figure out their powers were starting to come to, the rage, the sneaking, the combat scenarios, they started, the pirate slavers basically had taken on a little bit more than they could chew. And as the battle was winding down, the actual real individuals that were following them came up over the hill to assist and take care of the end of the battle. And was actually the gentleman, a cleric of sorts. He was able to bring, his name was Macaro. He was actually able to help to revive Lavinia, and introduced himself as Macaro Valestine. Him and his companions were there watching the auction being off, and we're actually going to try to rescue some of the slaves and get them out of the predicament that they were in. And we're honestly going to be doing almost the same thing that the slavers were doing with this group. They were going to try to take the women away from from Lavinia. But he was also piqued by her when she had passed by. He had sensed something different about Lavinia's character, a moment of good, that there was a different thought or process of feeling, a karma about her that he was detecting. And so it piqued his interest, and he was glad that he was wrong and didn't have to, do anything that he really didn't want to do in killing. And they talked a little bit, and he talked to the group, and that's him and his companions here were looking for a companion of theirs by the name of Quan that has been in the vicinity in this region trying to determine what a slave organization is up to. And they have lost contact with Quan for a few weeks now, and are unsure of what to do next, but they had to get back to their original mission, which was traveling back into the Sea of Girnot, over to the western side, to where he's basically revealing somewhat of where a lot of the slave operations are taking place. So he said adieu to the group, and Lavinia then took the companions, loaded up, and got them to what was basically a makeshift fort that she has discovered, that she has put into operation. And that is up on the screen now. That is where they find their home for the moment, as they are still trying to figure out who they are, why their memories and who they are, why it's missing, what is going on. And am I dealing with herself and what is affecting her? Let me put her on the map here too. And so they have a little fort that's secluded up in the peninsula area that she is that was long forgotten. They've got some beds, a little bunk area. They've got a training facility in the middle of the courtyard. They've got a cooking area with supplies. They've got a meeting room that's next to where Mai resides. And then they have their private bathtub and shower up on one of the turret areas that they, can take a bath while they're looking out over the countryside. home sweet home. That is it, ladies, unless there was anything that I skipped over that y'all remember so far. Anybody want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it pretty good.
Embellished a little.
Covered it pretty well, yeah.
So what I'm trying to do with the part of this is I've always been intrigued with the pre-level 1 character process. We've talked about the DCC has the funnel system, and you take 4 level 0 characters, and you have 4 or 5 people playing, so you've got 20 PCs running around, and they end up slowly being killed viciously over the course of the game, and you end up with one who then picks up items from the dead characters, and then all of a sudden levels up and becomes, the start of their heroic quest. And I was trying to play around with that. They indulged me a little bit last week, playing with some of their level 0 characters without all their traits and features and things like that, and was able to let me have a few ideas and things to build off of that, because I want to explore that, and then some time down the line of the backstory, the RP, and the actual development of how a character slowly starts to figure out who they are and why they can rise to the top, and then they go off and they get the call of wanting to adventure and go do that kind of fun stuff. So that is where we pick up this show tonight. We've got Amai for about an hour, and so she's got some things to deal with the characters. The characters are still trying to understand who they are, what has happened to them, and why are they even here. So, Amai, would you like to start off or say anything, or start the game off for us? I'll throw under the bus. So
Throwing me under the bus.
So it's a new morning. The group has been, you got back to the fort. You basically got them indoctrinated into their area of where they're at, and gave some decompression time, kind of unwinding to get downtime into a bed. It's not much of a bed, but it's at least it's there. It does have a roof over it there, a makeshift roof. I just didn't put that on there, and they've had at least a hot meal in their bellies now, instead of just cold rations and what they believe was slaver food, or what they can remember was just slop. So it's a new morning as the sun rises, and the sun is rising over the east. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I was telling y'all correctly and all that. I was getting that all mixed up last week. They do know so far that they when the original slaver area was close to the ocean, but Amai will reveal more of that over time. So, ladies, this is where we pick up the action. So y'all may proceed to start learning again what's going on.
Quick question before we get started. Is this just the next morning, like immediately following what just happened?
A morning or two. Let's just say that you've a couple of days is definitely passed by as things just kind of are unwinding, and you're feeling each other out and understanding what's going on. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Lavinia would be up way early in the morning to cooking something over these fires to feed this group, because hungry people need to be fed.
And that is where the kitchen area, or the supplies and food, there's a table, there's a couple of cooking spits there. That is correct. That is where kind of some of the stock for keeping everybody fed is located at. Correct. Mm-hmm. And
she's hanging out here
cooking away. The 5 of y'all start to wake up, I guess, or you can sleep in. I don't know what you're doing.
No, Ren is already. Ren's already up for sure.
I'm gonna make sure the tokens should be unlocked. Yeah, because y'all can freely move around right now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Is there anywhere that's locked, or is everything pretty much open?
You have a chest in front of your beds where that you may put stuff. The room to y'all's area can lock to your room, but y'all don't have your own private bedroom area. Sorry.
She wants to break into something.
I know.
Already.
I mean, everywhere.
Right off the
Like,
bat.
is there anywhere
I
in
love
this whole compound that is locked?
The door in front of you and the door to Mai's area also has locking mechanisms on them. And that's part of your training too, which we get into a little bit there, is that, you know, and also the training in the session 0 stuff was to help those who are not used to Fantasy Grounds learning all the effects and how to roll and make, you know, and how to do things with the interface. And we're still learning a little bit here with a few of them. So
Yeah.
that's what also is going to happen a little bit tonight too in the first hour here. So
Perfect. I will see these ladies coming out of the room, and she will welcome them happily. It's like, so good to see that you're awake now. Please come have some breakfast.
Yes.
Vixera will head on over and take whatever she's offering.
I'm not sure what kind of supplies I have, but she did her best.
camp supplies. Mai can reveal to you, and well, you could tell them some of what you've done so far, Mai. If you have the backstory I sent you, revealing to them how this area got set up.
This area, is this the one from, because I have my notes open so I can refer back to, but I want to double check and make sure.
Oh, I said, found the fort and you were basically stocking it up.
Mm-hmm. Worth.
Let's see. Pull it up to here.
The peninsula.
Session 0.
Yes. Cool. I have been here for some time now, according to my notes.
Over a few months, about 6 months.
Yes. So, I've gathered all the good stuff, and she'll cook it all up for you just fine. Happy breakfast, everybody.
She quickly
We're talking
sees
like eggs and meat, or are we talking slop?
Slop. Horrid.
Probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
slop. She's I would imagine that Lavinia is skilled enough to get small animals, so rabbits, maybe a deer or so, and also forage. She's pretty decent at that. So
Does it taste good?
does it taste good, Duff? Do I
Yeah.
have to roll to make it taste good? Happiness,
Good
I
cook.
that's her best.
we won't
But if
subject
you-
them to that yet. There's going to be plenty of times they'll be you know living off of camp food and what they have to survive on and all that. So she has spent several months. She tells you that she you can tell from what you're seeing that this was just not something that was thrown together overnight. There definitely plenty of game. There'd be some stock meats and then salts, some of your base cooking stuff is here. And she's putting together,
Been living through
a little bit,
here.
a little bit warmer meal for you or breakfast for you than you would normally have in a site where it would be just gruel, and porridge, whatever you want to call it,
No rule.
So, but she's
Definitely
trying
no
to
gruel.
definitely give you a little bit better food because all of you have been weak, still kind of addled by what's happened or what's going on, which you're unsure of. And so this is kind of, a comfort food to try to get you to relax and open up.
That's the perfect, yes, comfort food. That is the word I'm looking for.
It's not eggs Benedicts and, things like that. It's going to be, so.
I did
There you
not
go.
Eggs Benedict.
I apologize. There's not many eggs
No
in the wild.
mimosas and brunch.
No, not
French
hardly.
toast and-
No, no waffles,
Oh, French
Maybe-
toast? Come on.
It's okay. Ren is
Darn.
fine with whatever, as long as it's, doesn't
Yes.
have to be rations every day.
Yeah,
It's
Vixera
not
doesn't
cruel
mind.
and it's not rations. It's delightful camp campfire food. There you go.
It went immediately to that. What was the food? What was the menu? I should have known.
I mean,
Listen, these things are important to know.
That's right.
They're important questions.
We'll come up with a Mice Fort restaurant, and we'll have a menu that'll be posted, and so
we'll call it the Baron Bar.
We'll get our hands on it on
It's
the
a
menu.
haberdashery and a restaurant.
It's the haberdashery's menu. That's right. So.
Everything but hats.
Everything but hats. See,
Yeah,
we're true. We're true to our word.
All right, yeah. So y'all basically, and I've got Jana. She was, definitely keeping her back up against the walls, and kind of, she hasn't kind of quite come out of her shell, but
she has a bad feeling about breakfast.
I will walk to everyone and give them a delightful bowl. Here you go.
Of a mice oats. There you go. Okay, so
everyone gets a bowl.
Yep. But y'all do feel so you but you the last couple of days, that tension has eased some. I'm not going to force it on y'all. Play it out how you feel, but you definitely feel better.
Yes.
Let's just put it that way.
I'm so sorry for blacking out. I don't know what came over me.
That's true. Do y'all remember anything about that?
Ren will kind of look at Lavinia when she says that, and she says, "Has this ever happened to you before?"
No, this is different. I don't know what could have caused such a thing. It's so strange.
You remember that Macaro basically, got, leaned down, because I believe that I think Jano was kind of protecting Lavinia as the battle was finishing up on the campsite, and he kind of reached down and, put some laying hands, used some, of his clerical abilities and all that, and was not happy. There was a presence or something that he was detecting. Something was going on there, and he was able to, with some of, calling to his deity and all that, was to give a mice rest and all that. You were out, and so he basically, was down there to try to see what he could help with, and he just put some protections over you, which then ended the seizures that you were having.
Okay. So, I have no idea. The random blackout, that has never happened to me before. But, yeah, so she hasn't seen the cleric guy yet. She hasn't seen Macaro yet.
So so when you came to, the group and all that, he introduced himself, and he explained that he first apologizing because it was his two companions that Ren initially saw was following the group. Until they crested over hill and they lost kind of track as y'all had you'd gone off the trail and all that, and so they turned around and went back to get Macaro. And then that morning is when the pirate slavers came up and tried to take the group, and they came in toward the end. And he spoke with you and the group a little bit to tell who he was, that he is here. They were searching for his friend Quan. They've lost contact with for a while now. They are trying to, determine what is going on with the slaver operations and in this area, and gave you a little background. Y'all spoke a little bit privately on your own. You gave him some of your information, and then he said, well, he was, if you were, based on what you were doing and the possibilities to be on the lookout, or if Quan, shows up or you find him, then let him know who, you can tell him that y'all know Macaro, and he would basically, if you needed to ever find him, whatever, Quan would know where he's at. Quan knows what their mission is and what's going on. And that is basically where he left it at. Up to you to reveal what else you want. Lavinia, at this moment.
Well, is there anything else that happened when I blacked out entirely? Do you all know?
What do they remember?
We were fighting the slavers, and then the
Yeah.
priest and his friends came up. So that's really all we know. That's all that happened. Like, we woke up.
Okay.
They don't. As
Table
far as
talk,
anything else, yeah. They were very hesitant in the beginning. You loaded them up in a wagon, and took off to flee this makeshift kind of impromptu slave camp auction area that was set up. And as always, I think Manzalani basically began to try to get herself. She was going to get out of the shackles and all that, and plan what to do. And Ren then noticed that you were being followed, and was letting you know. You then, as camp got set up, you rode through most of the day. You then began to talk to them, and were calling them by their name, which they didn't even know yet who they were and what their reason for being here is. They have no idea why you have them here, other than you apparently know them and have given them their first name.
Oh, yes. Well, I do know them, and I do know their names. That's why I wanted to get them out of the slaving.
Mm-hmm.
It did not belong there.
You hadn't even revealed to them what happened.
Well, that's the whole thing about that, Jeff. I still am not sure exactly how much I am able to say.
Well, that's a good question. She is beginning to. She gives you your names. Y'all have, she shows you the workout area here, and getting you to pick up weapons, your gears here that you're feel comfortable with using, your clothes and things like that. And if you were, as they were progressing and the battle started with the slaver pirates, things started to happen to them. Some of their memories started to come back. Some of the feel of holding that weapon, or like with Ren, she was getting mad because she was fighting and all that, and her rage started to build up. But I don't think we got the rage to pop.
No,
though. I think
she was
getting close to going.
We were getting close, but
berserk mode.
Yeah.
And
so we still don't have all of our memories back.
No, you do not.
No.
You
so
do
days
not.
later, we still okay.
There's something's still happening there.
Okay.
Yeah, and she will tell you that yes, she had the group. What she will reveal to you is she was bringing the group here, and they had gotten waylaid, and another waylay. Basically, how do I explain without? I'm trying not to reveal too much because it's to be discovered what's going on here. But y'all weren't supposed to be in that camp. And she, through the use of her powers and abilities, she was, she's got you out of the camp and pulled you out of there as quickly as possible to get you to this fort. Y'all hadn't even been here yet before, but she had assembled this group together and was bringing you here to set up and begin something. And so actually, Yamai, you can reveal that if you'd like to. Why are they here? What is the purpose of them being pulled together in this group?
Well, the reason that we were going to come here originally is because we needed to get rid of a dark force. I don't know if I can get into a lot more detailed stuff.
You could get the italicized bold area. you basically can reveal some of that you have done, what you've been doing here in the fort. Why do you have this fort, and what's going on? What is your purpose that you've pulled them together?
Cool. Okay. Well, Lavinia has been going through and researching around here in this area and taking over this little abandoned fort, trying to really learn about the area, because she's learned about these organization of slavers, the same slavers that took you in almost, that was not supposed to happen. That was an unfortunate event, and I'm so happy that I managed to get you out of there. But there's a lot of bad people that are going around doing this, and it does not bode well for anyone, and it's been terrible. Can I give them, like, the names?
For those four paragraph sentences right there, they're in bold. You can lay out to them what you've been doing these few months and all that. Certainly. We'll get the story started.
I will read through this then. Perfect. These are the slave lords. They are an organization of slavers who've been terrorizing the lands in these weird waterways, and they've been surrounding this sea of Gearnot for over 2 decades now. And they've basically been out to raid all of these coastal villages for slaves, and you can tell which ones they are because they use yellow sails. They're not even afraid to show that they are out here doing these terrible deeds. There's not a lot known about these slave lords or their hierarchy, but what we do know about them is that they're known as the ruling body, that's the Nine, and they are known by different names like the Inner Council, and they have all these individuals have a policy for the entire organization, and they're all assumed to hold the titles of slave lords. I found out through my time here that these slave lords might have some ties to some religious organizations, but I do not know which one yet. They are also possibly linked to the Scarlet Brotherhood as well, who reside mostly in the lands of Onwall. And I am almost assuredly know that they are also have ties with the Orcish Empire of the Pomage across the bay.
Okay, hold that right there. So what we did is she's going to roll out a map to y'all. And it's a pretty map thanks to Anna Myers. And we're going to use these lovely pretty maps, even though hers might be a little bit more crudely drawn. But this is going to be a map for y'all to use and mark as y'all begin to discover areas. And as you discover, we can mark them on the map, and then I'll go back in graphic-wise and add in handwriting, and mark them for y'all so they're there on the map. But she's going to show you, because as she's revealing these names to y'all are like going, who, what, where, you're trying to, the names aren't ringing bells to you. Who the Scarlet Brotherhood, what is the Pomars and all that. And she's going to point these out on the map to you. Okay. Y'all are actually, she points out that right now you're the camp, and where y'all are at is up in the northeastern part of this peninsula.
We are here.
Yes, that is kind of where y'all are at. Okay, this whole water region is the eastern part of this bay area is called Realmore Bay. The left part, the bigger body of water, is called the Sea of Gernot. And the slave lords and the slaving operations of what she's seen so far take place and are running up and down the coastlines in the Sea of Gernot side. that the slavers and their operations over the last, she's find out they've been running operations for a couple of decades now and have gotten more and more bold in their operations, but they terrorize this whole waterway on down into the southern areas, but mainly into the Seagraunot, and they've started coming over until Relmore Bay side. They haven't done much because they're facing because of the waterway and how it's narrowed out. The Onwald, which is the southern landmass here, which is a part, as there's several kingdoms here, basically are some of the kingdoms, along with Greyhawk and a few others she'll reveal, are the good guys. And so they're hampered coming up through the waterways into the eastern areas of Relmore Bay because of what the sea traffic and things like that. And so Onwald, she tells you, is this area just to the south, and she traveled to that area and to a few of the cities there to study and research what's going on. And the Scarlet Brotherhood is a secret organization that's even farther south off the map that has been infiltrating their way up through these lands here, and they are an organization to be dealt with, and are well known in the greater kingdoms. Have an alliance to battle them. She gives you another map, and she'll basically say, okay, she is going to kind of zoom in. This is what I'm talking about. The X, like I said, is kind of where she thinks the fort's at. All right, and with her tracking, she's going to show you that a couple of these small towns, 2,000 to 3,000, 5,000 people. She's traveled kind of south of them and just kind of learning the area and the inhabitants. Most of them are, small towns, fishing. They do mining in the area, all the way down to Nessermouth, which is a unique village that she will. It's not a village, a town that is a major trading area for this whole region and the waterways. And a lot of stuff comes up from Onwald and back and forth through Nessermouth. But they are one of the last major ports here, and they're kind of a free people. They haven't been they have enjoyed their abilities to fend for themselves. The slave lords, have made a few incursions in different areas, but for the most part, they've been basically free. And they're allied with Iron Kingdoms and those basically south across the bay, where Sornhill and Scant, a few major cities, are located at, where Lavinia spent some time researching and trying to find out more that she can about the slave lords. And then she came back across the bay to here and assembled the group, to band together, help figure out and put an end to this organization. And that is what she's revealed to you. So you've got the smaller map is one we'll work off of in the beginning, but the bigger map, as more of the continent, more of what you discover and learn about this region, we will document over time, because you don't know what's where yet. You have to figure it out. Any questions? What I've just explained.
Now, does this map look familiar to us?
Yeah.
Do we look at it? Is there any sort of recognition?
You can make me. I hate, like I said, we overuse perception all the time in this game. But it's history.
What about history?
History, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be bad.
Did they pay attention in school? Oh, and then she went right out the gate with
God.
a 1.
Well,
You poor thing.
So and so what the process is, as they're asking these questions, and I want them to, can we remember and ask these things, because this is going to start filling in, some of their memories and all that. The Sea of Gearnot does ring a bell. Onwald, you've heard of that. You have, you do recall or understand that you've heard about the Kingdom of Greyhawk, because it is a well-known area. All right.
I'm
Okay,
just assuming that Vix knows nothing.
You don't, yeah.
She looks at this map and it's just blank.
She's holding the map upside
All
down.
of this
Yeah,
app.
Same for Ren. She doesn't
Quite
recognize
sure
or
what we're looking at
understand.
yet.
Yeah.
Does any of this ring a bell?
Ren is like, no, it does not.
Oh,
Okay, so
dear.
Emily's not going to make it, unfortunately. So we will sojourn on without her, and I'll get with her, bring her up to speed.
She should also roll a history check.
Oh, we could. I could do that for her.
Maybe she'll roll a 20.
No, she
You
doesn't have
never
his. She was close. She was close.
Ah!
Is it
you can see her.
Jane?
So her interest would be piqued a little bit, and she'll look over it and all that. But as the way she was, playing her character in the beginning and all that, she wasn't very forthcoming with details or trusting of the sort. So
She pretends not to be interested.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is kind of what Lavinium will reveal to the group. She, like I said, the slave lords, the slavers, the operation. Basically, she was wanting to know why the slaver operation, what was happening here, and she has discovered that it is an organization known as the slave lords, and they have become more and more brazen over the years. With their ship, with their dealings, and y'all think you had firsthand, you've had firsthand dealing with it now, is that y'all were in some compound of some sort, having to possibly be sold off, because in some of the conversations y'all heard, that a couple of slavers were, when they were coming after you, that women were highly prized, and that's why they came after y'all, because they wanted to make this group, whoever they were, you killed them all before you could ask questions, but they were coming after because they were going to sell y'all off again and make more money, and unfortunately, they got the wrong end of the stick on that deal. In chat, too, we're running a giveaway. It's for $10 off from Troll Lord Games gaming store. And so you just click on the link. It shouldn't cost you anything. It's one ticket per person. And we'll run that here for another 15 minutes, and then we'll give that away. Then with another 30 minutes or so, we will be giving away the stratagem tiles, another basically tile set that you've got two sides, both an indoor and outdoor deal. They are dry and wet erase, rideable on. They've got some extra pieces, furniture pieces, door pieces, and all that will be used for those who maybe someday down the line we can get back to tabletop gaming for those who do it.
One day.
And then
what was tabletop gaming? What is that
tabletop gaming, the real stuff, yeah. And then the last one will be the dice. We're giving away some dice from Foam Brain Games, some copper embossed, red metal dice, and those will be at the last hour of the deal. And those are all from the vendors and those who were supporting Greyhawk Con 2020 and all the work that Jay and his group put together to make this happen and allowed us to participate in it. We thank the group for allowing this. And allowing me to indulge my curiosity and fascination with this rule, the modules and stuff that revolve around the slave lords, and trying to retell this story to some degree. We're a little shaky, but we'll get there. We'll get our feet and our legs and get moving. All right. So she has chatted with y'all back at in camp. Y'all can mark those maps; they'll be available for y'all to use. This would have happened back, we'll put everybody, but as she revealing that she would have brought y'all into her work area, and where she's got notes, she's got maps,
Business
and
breakfast.
yes, and tells y'all that that the kingdoms have not, they're doing their own work, and she's gotten understanding or feel that sooner or later something will break, and she put together this task force to. Yeah, Doc, Gary, I'm not having them on right now, so I just have to. If there's something happening in chat, just let me know. But I've got the notifications off right now. So, I think that's.
So now that I've given them that information, would I be able to tell them that perhaps the cleric's friend could help us?
Mm-hmm. If you can find him.
Then yes. I
So we
will
want to find.
I will say
So we want
that
to find
for sure.
So we want to find this Quan, this monk.
Mm-hmm.
I think that
Is
would
that where we
be
would start
our
first?
best lead. If we can find his friend and we can perhaps join up forces to some degree. They are very anti the slave lords as well. I think it would be much better for us to have more people on our
Slavery
side
in
for
general.
this battle.
Slavery in general. Your research is a little bit more in depth than what he taught. He was just basically, a cleric of good and all that, and he's opposed to slavery. You have done, your interest was a little bit more academic and understanding of what's going on in the area. And so you have taken the time traveling across the bay to a little bit more bigger metropolises and cities, where there would be more information. And that is why you did what you did, Lavinia. Okay. And we're gathering this information to figure out what your next steps were going to be.
Then
So
the
when
clerics Quan.
Say that again. Sorry.
What happened?
I don't know. Someone was speaking.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the cleric was Mikado. The monk is Quan. He is heading east.
Headed west.
The cleric.
Cleric headed west back over. He headed back across into the Sea of Granat.
Yeah, he said Quan was heading east. That's what you said last session.
Quan was in this area on the eastern side. They basically were. Yeah, they came across to this side of this peninsula area, trying to discern some of the activities that the slavers were into, and were trying to. They hadn't gotten far on it yet. So something's happening in this area, and y'all know now. You saw it. You've seen some of it. So
did Makaro give me a general, like maybe the last city or town that he may have come in contact with Quan?
They're out of Nessermouth. That's where they were going to meet and all that, and that did not happen.
We're not going to find him here, so why don't we go there?
That's true.
Yeah, I'm like, if he's not here and he wasn't in Nessermouth, then did the cleric say where he was last?
Hadn't had contact with him for a while, and they were supposed to meet in Nessermouth. And so let me bring up. So we're back to Amai's map here, and you're make sure y'all have got this. So as y'all were on the map, Amai will tell y'all the compound and the actual encampment where y'all were at and all that. This makeshift thrown up camp was actually here.
Right in between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. And it was definitely haphazard. You remember, thrown together.
It was not great.
It was not a professional operation.
That's where the slaver camp is.
That's where y'all were where she took y'all from. That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
So Ren kind of leans over the map, and she's looking at this and listening to all this, insane amount of information kind of coming out all at once, and she points to where
let's say take a couple of days. Okay.
Still a lot of information for somebody who doesn't know who they actually are.
That's
I'm just
true.
saying. And so Ren will point at the map, and she'll point where the slaver camp is, and she'll point at Nessermouth, and she'll say, if this monk was not at Nessermouth, perhaps he has gone to Uscan. What is there? Do you know?
Uscarn and Relpool are smaller little towns, fishing mainly along this area, along with Sea Watch also, using the bay, to ply their wares as far as fishing and, basically seafood types, all that kind of stuff. Sending it on south and into Nessermouth in trade. That they are very small. You're talking, 2,000, 3,000 type.
Yes. But if he
villages,
was not
towns.
in Nessermouth, then perhaps something stopped him while he was on the way there. So, if he was coming from Easterly, then it would be a good idea to stop by the other town on the way to Nessermouth. Perhaps he's there, and we just won't know until we find out. Like Relpool. Maybe he's in Relpool. Or
Wouldn't
maybe
the cleric
between
have stopped in
Nessermouth and
Relpool on the
Relpool.
way to the slave camp?
What's that now?
The way. Ren wants to know if since Relpool is on the way from Nessermouth to where the slave camp and where the cleric was, wouldn't it stand to reason that the cleric checked at Relpool already?
Well, question. They were supposed to be in Nessermouth, but Macaro, or what Vinny will tell y'all, is that they went all the way across Sea of Gearnot, that this area is fairly new to them. So just letting you know that Juan was headed toward Nessermouth first, and that is where they were supposed to meet up, and he lost track and has not heard from him since. They were in this area doing research, and so then they came back up through, there's, connecting Nessermouth to Relpool. There's, a simple, road system, and they then got wind of this slave, this possible slave auction that was going on and came to it.
Well, the cleric met us in the east. So you're saying that we don't know, or that the cleric didn't check in Relpool on his way from Nessermouth up to where the
He
slavers
didn't tell
are.
you. He didn't tell you any of that.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Just why would you not check the next major town on the way to the slavers?
He may have. He just didn't tell you.
Okay.
Because if he said that he didn't find his friend in Nessermouth, but he still had to continue on to do his thing.
They were coming up through the. You could put two and two together. They came on up through this area in haste and trying to, just searching and all that. And they also they'd gotten wind of that there had been a couple of slaver activities in the area, which is new, and so which brought him here to where y'all are at that time. But Juan has been, who knows where he is at in the peninsula. It could be these towns. It could be, there's other towns. She could, there might be other establishments over on the western side of the peninsula. She doesn't know. This is just some of the documentation that Lavinia has given you from her time here so far. But this is in no means complete.
No leads, then. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have no leads. This is for y'all to generate and ask these questions. So,
should we perhaps? We should just go to one of the towns. I'm doing the Greek voice. We should go to one of the towns and ask around. See if he do we get a description of him or anything?
No.
Tell me
male
what
monk.
That he is a monk.
Human.
That he is a monk, and his name is
Juan. Human.
Juan.
Yeah, short black hair. Yeah, medium build.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lavinia does have the description of him that she'll pass on to them and
yes.
what they are looking for. Okay.
Perfect. He's just one item that to be on the lookout for. But you and y'all's discussion with each other that you were here also. That's you had freed the women. You didn't tell Makaro why you had taken these women from the compound and all that. But he in y'all's discussion there was discussion about the slaving operations and all that and putting an end to them. And he says, well, he's got more business, other things that are happening across the sea that he needed to get to. And if finding Quan, you can, but it's just you continue on what you're doing. But if you happen to do have a meeting with him, whenever that takes place, to make sure to let him know, because he'll know where Makaro is and understand what Makaro's doing. So Quan's just one of the a possible clue, but y'all here and finding out and what's going on is up to y'all where to start the process of what else you want to do while you're here. So Lavinia is basically finding out more about the slave lords, their operations, who they are, and beginning to take the battle to them.
All right.
Okay.
So why don't we head south and just hit one town at a time? No?
Sounds
work
like
for
a
me.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is exactly
If we
what I'm
can get our
thinking. And
hands on
then
it,
we
we
go.
can steal a boat.
Sooner or later there'll be a boat.
Boats.
Have any attempts so far been made to restore our memory?
So that's happened. So that was going to be role played out some. So you're going to start the training sessions, and I know you and Kirsten already understand Fantasy Grounds, but I was going to throw a couple of things if needed for the other ones to still learn the operations of Fantasy Grounds, and that was going to be some training sessions in here. But I get the feeling we're ready to start venturing out and testing the waters.
Well, I mean, I still have time, so I don't have to rush anybody. If just so you know, Def, I'm good until like 11. So.
Okay. Yeah. So,
but yeah, I mean, Lavinia would totally want to help them bring back their memory. That would be part of the reason why she wants to explain why they came in the first place. And if she still has their things, she would definitely want to go to each one of them and be like, "Look, I'll show you the thing. Does it bring anything back? Does this feel familiar in your hands?
Okay.
Does this bring any memories?"
So we reveal that to the group here. So yes, your names become, they feel right to you. Some of your memories are coming back. Some things that you've let me know about you are, but there is changes to those memories. So I will pick Masalani first. And so Mas has had, so Mas, you comfortable, you're in your weapons, but you also, because y'all will have seen her sometimes looking like she's knitting or sewing, doing seam work. That correct? Right?
Yep.
Mas?
Yep.
Yeah. And
yes.
So you can kind of see that she has some type of skill with that, and that, it's maybe it's a reaction to just what she's watching and all that. But Mas, you'll have woken at one time during the while you were sleeping, because we're going to say a few days have passed as y'all are practicing sparring, getting a feel for your weapons and all that, and you will have a dream, and you're in that dream. You're looking down, and you think, I can't remember. Make sure your mother is in the picture here.
Yes.
But when you're doing some of that work and seeming on, when you look up to see who you expect in your mother, it's a different woman's face. It is not your mother that you're looking at, but she feels like a mother to you, and you wake up, unsure of just what you've seen or felt. All of you will have dreams about something in the slavery, lost a family member, different memories than they're newer ones to you than what you have given me. So let me just make sure I'm from much else backstory. there's some interjections happening now to you of losing a family member or enjoying, working in the family, and all of a sudden the doors kick down and some men come in, and there are goblins, there are a few half-orcs, there are humans, and even some, they'll look like pirates, but just, thug types, and they, whisk you out. And the last thing you see your family, you're being pulled apart, your family's being pulled apart. And these happen at nighttime, usually in your dreams and your sleeps. And you're unsure what they are yet and why you're having them, other than maybe it's because you're subjected to the slave camp and all that. But your skills are now coming back to you. Over time, Lavinia has, help you cast, help you pick locks if you want, and if, or you, Laura, if you want to practice that, we can understand how that happens. Or your sneak attack, working on those maneuvers and all that. She can pick on you some, Ren, and she gets you to go, she gets you over the line, and you smash something in the compound, the table, you get mad at it.
Just
and
fist straight through anything.
Beat the snot out of it, okay? Okay? So,
it looks like she makes no effort while she's doing it, too. She's just like, poof.
Okay.
Hicks was probably eating at the table when that happened and was just like, "Oh, come on, man."
Well, we'll say that Ren, maybe she smashed it all and she hurt herself, and so you walk over there and you grab a hold of her hand. Yeah, you give her a hand and a lot, and you heal it, and you feel the energies course through, because that's who you are. Same thing with Elodie. You pick up, you feel this, the powerful energy of your beliefs into you, and you can tell that there's something, that those skill sets are there, and they all start opening up to you. So we got a raid coming in. Yeah, there they come. Lord Gasumba and the Raiders. We have notifications turned off, but there would be a nice big raid icon going over the screen right now. But what's up? I hope. Oh, and there's Troll Lords. Hello, folks. Welcome to the Rejects. Thank you for coming over and saying hi to you after Lord Gasumba's show and his crew. Look at it. Look at all this.
Oh, yeah.
Whee!
Lavinia would definitely go to each person individually and try and help them remember what they can do. Although she's pretty bad at making people angry, so she'll just probably say something stupid about someone's hair. So
Ren has a pretty short fuse, so it probably didn't take much.
We're waiting for that to happen. Right. Yes. So she's going to take it out on some bad people soon. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me get back to the compound here. Everybody can see that they are. Yeah. So been training, spending several days and revealing this information. Like I said, it's been slowly revealing what she has discovered. This hasn't just been, long data dump all of a sudden in a day. Is that you've, researched, you've studied, she's shown you, what she's traveled across to. She has not done much in the rest of the area. And this is, going to be up to the group to begin the research and find out and understand what is going on. But definitely the thing first off in front of you is that this area has started to see some activity. And this is rare. That most of the time this area was free because of their proximity to Onwald and the protection that Nessermouth has enjoyed as a free city. And that is a concerning issue. So instead of, let's crawl before we walk and begin trying to find out a few things in the area. And so you're on the right, you got the right track, but if everybody's comfortable with it, yes, you do remember your skill sets. They've come to you. How some of your background and who you are is still but a little fuzzy. And they're also, you're seeing some different faces and you're having a few extra memories that we'll get into. They've been there, but y'all have right now, they've just been nightmares. And they've kind of woken you up a little bit, or cold sweat, things like that. And they fade very quickly. Okay? That's all I'm revealing for the moment. More of that comes later.
Okay, so we
Any
remember
other
our
questions?
skill sets, but not much else.
So you believe you know who you are, but it's slowly coming to you. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
And it's
sure
concern.
that over
Why?
will
You don't know
come
why.
back.
So
So are we gonna head south? Is that the plan?
I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
We'll make a
I mean,
plan
we
and
got to start
start
somewhere.
heading down south from small town, and we'll see what we can find.
Okay.
Start asking questions.
So, which you come out of the camp, and yeah, it's unfortunately it's a walking expedition at the moment. So she had a wagon with a horse, and that horse says, "I don't want to pull that group again." He's already gone, and he's already gone on strike after having to deal with what he had to deal pulling y'all up. Yeah,
They need a break.
Okay.
Thanks, Bishop. Yeah, welcome all the raiders. Sorry, we're trying to get the RP going here and some of the storyline, trying to piece it all together for them as best as possible here. So you're going south. You're going to yes. Which city do we want to visit first, or what do you know? What's the way?
I think we're gonna head towards
Relpool.
Down. Yeah. Were we going to go down from Uscan all the way down to Relpool? Or are we skipping over to Relpool first?
Might be.
It's sort of kind of on the way.
Okay.
Yeah, we should put Uscan
on the first. So that you know, each grid in this hexa is a 30-mile radius. That is basically a day's travel.
Okay.
Okay. It's supposed to be on horseback, but yeah, you're going to get close. So
can we convince the horse that it wants to take us? Can I charm the horse or something?
No, you can take the horse. He just wasn't going to try to. He wasn't going to try to make you all ride him or tow that wagon, unless you wanted to take the wagon. Yeah.
I mean, it's one horse pulling one wagon filled with how many of us are there? 6 people?
Yeah, there was a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually,
and now you've got gear.
Does my stuff work?
So
do my items work that I have here?
Yeah, you have. Yeah, they do. For the moment. Yeah, you just know.
Sure.
Yeah, they. Well, your character sheet's here. Yeah, you got your character in front of you, right? You were able to open it up, right?
I have it, yes, but I just wasn't sure if I was able to use items that I have on me.
Yeah, right now. So, for the moment, yep. You're a wrecking ball compared to this group. So,
if the ladies want to use a wagon, I will Mary Poppins my broom out of my bag.
She has a broom that she rides. Yes, so and she will hop on it.
One less person for that poor horse to worry about.
I forgot that you had that. Oh my god.
I will Mary Poppins this broom out of my bag and be like, don't worry, you guys can go on this wagon. I'll make sure to feed this poor horse. It'll be fine. We'll make it.
I mean, whatever.
Are there any homes nearby or anything?
So this area is sparsely populated. It is from where y'all are at. There's nothing much. You might go down out of the these were some hills, a few mountain range. You could tell just from the topography of where you're at that this was up in a little bit area, secluded. It was an old orc fort that had been abandoned quite a long time ago, and definitely off the beaten trail. So, and Lavinia had created a trail to get out of the mountain areas, but then was very good at her protections and covering up so that couldn't be traced and all that. And then, but going down, you might see a small encampment or two. But for the most part, though, this area has stayed close to. There's a few river villages maybe along the way. This river that goes south, or the towns. Like I said, these major areas were a couple thousand people roughly.
Okay, so I got an idea. We put all the gear in the cart and get the horse to pull it, and we'll walk it next to it, and as soon as we can find a horse, I will try and procure the horse.
in the
We
wild.
can leave a note. Like, sorry, we're borrowing this. We'll return it later.
She wants to steal a horse from an actual
She wants
person.
to, yeah.
We'll take
Here,
all
she
the
means
horses,
steal.
5 people. It'll be great.
My dear child, please.
What? We'll
Stop
return
it.
it.
Someone's horse. If we can pay for it, then we shall pay for a horse.
Okay, or
I know one beast
have
of
to.
burden is too much for so many of us on one cart, but if I may buy another one so that we may assist it in carrying everyone safely. And perhaps down the line we can purchase a horse each for everyone to have.
You could find probably a ranch or two along the way to get a horse for. I'm not, just right off the bat, it was not something that was on your mind at the time, and
Not because I have a wagon, but now one horse, one wagon. Poor thing.
well, the wagon's in bad shape too. It was on its last leg. Okay, so
Yes,
yeah,
for sure. Lavinia would totally buy everybody a horse.
okay.
I mean, she has a broom. She
So
doesn't need one,
generous.
so.
So y'all could head out, and the horses y'all could find some simple riding horses over time. The question is, I think Lavinia, you would have. I know you've got some moolah, so it's not going to be an
Yes.
issue that you would. Yeah, so don't worry about the calculations on that right now. They get a
No,
pony.
Ren
Yes.
needs a big horse.
Yeah, they get a. Yeah, Ren does get a. Yeah, Ren's going to get a bigger horse because the horse,
Yeah.
the regular riding ponies looked at it and goes, "F that." Okay, no. Okay, so
They're
The
on a
6
line.
foot tall,
Yeah.
beefy wall of a woman. And just
I don't
like,
get
nope.
paid enough for that. Not being mean, just okay, that's gonna hurt my back. Okay, and everybody in
Too
chat,
tall
we're
for the
we're still running a giveaway. We'll shut it down here in another minute. It's for the $10 off to the
Exclamation
Troll Lord
point, ticket
games.
in chat.
There's I don't think much has been bought. Please enter if you want to win the $10 off. And I've seen a few cheers in chat. I apologize. I've had it turned off. We will dole those out for those who have given cheer bits and all that. I will go back and recalculate that for inspiration and potions and all that they will get as we start the real session. Right now, we're still in RP, and they're learning and getting the story set up in a solid formation because they're going to poke holes through my story here all night long. And we'll shore all that up.
Yeah.
It's okay because you're supposed to, because it's a lot. This is a huge expanse of an area to lock in and all that. And I just said, no, I'm not going to do it because, as always with a DM, if you plan one thing, and to go left, your players go right. And so I'm just, I'm going to learn a little bit here. So, but.
However long it takes for us to find a small town or something where we can get some horses.
That's going to be
I'm all
Uscan.
for it.
They are, yeah. Between here, from the encampment to Uscan, there's not much. Maybe a small little outcropping of 2 or 3 villages, But yeah, you will once you get there find. Yeah, it's not the best horses because, like I said, this area is more of the fishing type.
That's fine.
But there will be some horses. There's definitely.
They'll just eventually need something to get them from point A to point B.
We'll get you to Uscan, and y'all traipsing, making your way down. The weather's
How long does it take us to get there?
well, that's a couple of days. So a couple of days to get down through there. And once y'all get into that town, you can first find some horses. What do you want to do? So let's say you've pulled in, y'all walk into this fishing.
Perfect. We've made it. Takes my broom, puts it back in my Mary Poppins bag. We're here. Let's go and search around.
You can see that I didn't.
So we just arrived at Uscan.
Y'all are we're Uscan, and y'all's taken a couple of days, and you've made your way there. So yes,
Okay.
yep.
Perfect.
What are we
It's
doing?
a fishing town.
It's a fishing village. Yeah, it's a couple
port
of town,
Yeah.
small town. Has no. It's definitely doesn't see a lot in the way of battlements and all that. Definitely, you've got your. You can smell the sea. You can definitely know. Smell the fish. People here, don't seem too troubled at the moment. As far they don't know what's lurking. At least
Are
from
they, are they just like humans, or is it?
There's
like
mostly humans. So you will see dwarves, you'll see half elves of elves. This area in this world, what you're here is definitely a population of your typical humanoids. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Mostly human.
I will let the group know that we can go into, if there is a local pub, that would probably be the best place to start asking for if we can find a description of our monk. Perhaps they'll let us know maybe a direction where he may have headed.
Where is the
not
tavern? We should go there first. I need
Yes.
a drink.
Can I pull aside a local and ask them where the tavern is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a small little, quaint little spot, right on the beach,
Wonderful.
Yep. You'll
To
find
the
it.
beach.
Yep. The broken hook.
The broken hook.
The broken hook.
Sounds like Ren's
Here
kind of
we are.
place. Is it like a really garbage?
Yes,
Kinda
it's
crappy
not. Yeah,
tavern?
it's mainly just for the
Right.
fishermen, and when they
Smells like
come
fish.
when they come in, the place reeks definitely, of fish and salt. You can taste it, you can feel it. It's
boy.
different from where y'all were up in the mountain areas and all that.
Okay.
And
I will look at them and it's like, would you like a drink? I can get you one.
Yes.
Mhm.
Sure.
okay, yep,
We.
you get food too.
Drink and food for the people.
Guess what they got on the menu? Fish.
Fish.
Not pickled herring. I knew Coven, I
No.
see him in there. Not pickled herring. So, not on the menu.
No
No.
pickled herring in this campaign.
I saw it. Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah,
was
and so some
waiting
questions
for it.
about Amai.
No.
Yeah, so Amai is a guest on the channel tonight. She's basically has put her character has hired this group, or putting this group together, not hired, to begin the adventure. And she will make her appearance every now and then into the show. So that's why you don't see her stats and what's going on. She was enough. She was, to help me out and be a part of the show for tonight. So she does a lot for the channel. So I'm reciprocating to get her to come on and help and meet the girls here. She was a part of the very first all-female campaign that I ran for about 1.5 years when the channel started back in 2016. So
Yes. Very
and
true.
we can't get rid of her. So we won't leave. So okay.
I see how it is, Steph. I see how it is.
She runs her own channel, Amai's Adventures, and that's what it is. What your Twitch channel? Yeah. So she runs a few games over there.
Yeah, I was running a game of there for a little bit, but I mean, it's a little bit on hold because I started working.
She
But
worked.
eventually, I'll start. I'll be putting some streaming some game up there and some gaming, if on top of tabletop gaming stuff too. So you catch me on, you could hang out. It'll be fun.
All right. Have we got anybody else on the giveaway? Let's see. We'll close this one out. Okay. So we've got anybody else get on the giveaway real quick. Do exclamation ticket, or we'll close this out. Here is the link again. Anybody else hop in there? Give me another 10 seconds to buy your ticket. It's free, a free ticket, but 1 ticket per person. And then we will, boom. And players too, you're more than welcome, but I think they're all going for the dice. I think they all want to try to go after the dice. So
I mean,
that's
maybe.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, guys.
Okay,
The rest of my answers in those dice already.
let's close this one out.
Right?
And we'll draw a winner. Who won? Gaming Buddhist. Okay, I'll get with him. There you go. So, Gaming Buddhist is one of the Team TUI members. He has basically developed what y'all are seeing on the overlays. We talked about the stat information is real time. It's being pulled real time from Fantasy Grounds. And as they get into combat here, you'll begin to see their hit points and change, their temp hit points, their stats, anything like that will start to fluctuate, and that'll be revealed on the overlay. And it's just kind of our answer we're trying to put together instead of D&D Beyond, which we don't do. It doesn't integrate with Fantasy Grounds. This is being worked on, and he's going to be publishing that on the Guild, plus some of the extra stuff the group Team Tui's putting together to integrate into Fantasy Grounds. And so this was our answer to it, and used for me to showcase what is happening to the stats instead of putting the big combat tracker up and trying to look at that on screen. It's I'm just going to showcase the stats this way, and they can just then talk about who's attacking next and not worry about what's going on with the combat tracker. So that is what is happening there. Yeah, Buddhist, just send me, let me find out. I think I need your email address. I'll get it over to Jay, who will then send you the discount code to be able to use on their store at your leisure. So I'll find out from Jay, but just send me your email address and I'll get it over to Jay. If there's anything else, I'll let you know. Okay. So, yes, you're at the Broken Hook. You're having some gumbo. You've got some drinks.
I'm buying drinks for my party.
Yep. What are we doing? This is...
asking if anyone has seen the man of my description.
You most are either fairly drunk, when fishermen aren't fishing, they're drinking.
In the bar.
Have the fishermen seen any ships with the yellow sails, like the yellow flags,
Yeah,
around the area?
They have heard of that has happened, but no, they have not as of late. The only thing that has come out of interest is that there was a huge fire or smoke. There was an encampment south that they didn't know was there, but it was burned to the ground.
Could they mark that encampment on our map?
It is the same location of where the slaver encampment was at, in that little bitty bay, that little cul-de-sac area.
Mm-hmm.
Where the people is?
Yep. Thank you for the tier, for the sub, Zort. Thank y'all all for coming by from Lord Gasumba. We are the Praetor's Rejects channel, streaming content Monday through Saturday now. God help us. So we have got a show going on. We start back on Monday's miniature painting, and then we've got D&D sessions Tuesday through Saturday now happening here on the channel through the end of the year easily. So, and we do Among Us every now and then, and a few other silly games late at night if we're awake.
Oh my gosh!
So
Yeah,
someone hijacks the channel and takes over. Yeah, Frank, good to see you. So we going on, but I'll get with you. I wanted you to see what we're doing here. The monstrosity, my Frankenstein, that I have put together with VMix and with the titles and all the stats that you're seeing. That's pulling real time now from Fantasy Grounds and what Buddhist has put together. I thought you might like to see what's happening here because I am maxing out almost my GPU easily, almost the processing and all the pieces of the puzzle that are happening in the background, which you well know. Frank Nightheart Gaming is responsible for making me move to VMix, so and learning it. And we're having an issue already. I started off, and now all the return feeds are going to the main input. I don't know how I did it. I'll fix it tomorrow. But the ladies are now all watching what's live happening in VMix right now.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, another technical difficulties. Jingo, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. Yep. Okay.
So,
that is what you hear. Yes, is that there was a fire a few days back. He gives you the timeline in that it was very close to after y'all left the compound.
That may have been the clerics doing.
Or maybe the slavers wanted to cover their tracks.
Possibly.
All of you can now make me a. Let's make another. We'll do another perception check.
Okay.
So Lamai, you were out. So unfortunately, this is something that's come when this is said, and what was just said in chat. That's going to spring something to the group. Oh, and Jana, she's not. She unfortunately could not make it tonight. Family,
I'm rolling.
perception. No, you were out. Sorry. This is something that was said. Oh, great. She rolled a 1. Okay. So, yeah, those who rolled anything above a 10 and all that. What you witnessed and what you saw was definitely not of the, like I said, it was not of the professional, what you would expect, the operations and all that. And there was something haphazard about what was y'all were a part of. And that just keeps coming to the forefront that if the slavers, if this organization has been going on for several years now, almost 2 decades, what in the hell was that all about that y'all got dragged into? There's definitely something different about that operation.
So it could have been like some kind of copycats who were trying to cash in on this whole slaver business.
Could be. Weren't there a bunch of orcs there?
So at the actual compound, there were a few orcs, a few goblins. There were, and most of the humanoid, the ones that came after y'all were humans, slavers. And if y'all remember, like I said, they were coming after you thinking that they could make a quick profit, a quick turnaround, doing something on their own. They definitely, this group, there was more of the slaver types, the pirate types, that were unskilled, unprofessional. Couple orcs, couple of goblins. There were a few, but not a lot.
Do we recall any kind of like? Because I know you said that they had like the yellow flags. Do we recall any like yellow flags being hung up anywhere around there?
You saw none of that.
Okay.
So it's probably safe to say that they have no affiliation with the slave lords.
Yeah. No banners or anything like that. That's a major sign.
You didn't see any of that. Like I said, remember the stage, the army, was falling apart. This was quick in and out. People came in and out. Y'all saw no men at all. Just a few other women and a few other women and children that were skirted off, So, and then the 5 of y'all, sorry. But this group, as far as in Uscan, what you've learned from the other fishers, they, reveal it in this drunken slurs that, most of their stuff revolves around this little island and this little, rock bar and the fishing and all that. And, operations for that, would be, foolish for them because there's not a quick getaway in this area. So. Auto. Yeah, if someone could
poke. So I'm gonna
go ahead.
Yes. So I'm gonna talk to the bartender, and are they wasted or are they pretty?
No. He's just a surly old,
No drinking on the job.
I didn't say that, but.
When we walk in, I'm assuming we have clothes now and we don't look like a bunch of people.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm going to
go. We have our armor and
right. So we don't look like slaves anymore. I'm going to go to the bartender and see if I can't do kind of a, like, hey, if there's maybe someone I could talk to if I had some underhanded dealings that I would like to participate in? Like, I'm looking for something, and I was wondering if you could perhaps help me find it.
What are you talking about? I don't understand what you want.
Well, it's not what I want, it's who I want.
We're a simple town here. You're going to have to speak a little bit more plainly to me.
So...
Yeah, exactly. Hi, where can I break the law? Where can I steal
Yeah.
things?
So I have an awful lot of land, and I really could use some help, tending to the cattle and whatnot. I was wondering if you knew where I could find some help. Really, really cheap help,
Well, like I said, we're a fishing village here. We got a few farmers. You might go chat with them, but as far as hired help, you'll just have put some postings out maybe in the little town square that we got. I don't know what else to tell you. I serve drinks here. I'm not in HR. If you're getting a sense from him that he's not getting that what you're asking for is slavery, he's totally going right over his head.
Right over his head. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get any indication? Like, he literally just doesn't get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Is there anyone that looks smarter at the bar?
No. There's not any. If you're looking for shady folks for your kicking in and understanding what you're looking for, you've seen none of that in this town.
So what if we go down?
You've seen a couple of pickpockets. They're horrible. A couple of young kids, and they were just, you have witnessed a couple of little things like that happen, or a kid running by a cart, and catch it, and a piece of fruit or something that's like that and run off. But as far as if you're looking for thieves' cant and looking for any of that, you're not seeing much. Like, whoa, I'm in the wrong town for that.
Did they say this was the only bar in town?
This is yeah.
Ugh.
It's a very small fishing village.
Small. Yep. This is small. She's like you said, this area, this little inlet and all that is sparsely populated, and it's mainly fishing. More trade happens down south.
Is everybody in this tavern a human?
You might find a couple of half elves. Most of it's humanoid, but there's a sparse mix. Not sure if dwarves would be here. Maybe because there's a couple. Looks like in this area there's maybe a small little foothill, so there might be a little mining happening here, a little prospecting. But that's about it. You're not seeing any of the goblin. You're not seeing goblins, half orcs, things like that. Certain.
What if we hung out by the actual water? Can we see if there's anything going on there that looks suspicious?
Step right out to the dock areas. There's several there. Boats are coming in and out. We're gonna say maybe it's toward the end of the day, so there are tides changing. They're all coming in. It's starting to get a little bit more rowdier.
While they're out here,
y'all are starting to get a few looks.
Lavinia will go and fetch them some horses.
Okay, it's fine. Yep.
She will leave the group to their devices at the docks, be like, I'll be back. I'm going to get us horses. Or get you
Ren's
horses.
just drinking. Yeah.
Just let me know, and let me know when your time's coming up on mine so we can plan out that part and go from there.
Well, it's almost 11.
It's almost 11. Okay, yeah. So I was going to do this so much differently. So, okay.
The time flies when you're having fun.
Having fun, yeah. Lavinia is gonna go get y'all horses. Okay? She will be back. She's gonna go get cigarettes. She'll be back.
She'll be like, why do I feel like she's not gonna be back?
Yeah, she's not gonna be back, obviously.
And we never saw Lavinia
so we're not gonna
again.
and we're not gonna get horses either. Great.
We'll take what?
Yeah, a proper
what, sweetie?
horses.
Yes. Okay. Hey, sorry. Boss lady's checking in. Okay. So she's been sicky poo. Okay. You actually we'll say that there were some so here's what's going to happen. Yeah. So this is the curveball we were waiting on here. Y'all are waiting in the tavern, and several hours pass by, and she doesn't return. And you wait a little bit more, and I'll say Jana, not liking it, goes to check out where some horses be bought, and the trader will say, yes, she was here and she purchased these horses, letting me know who they're for, and I'm assuming it was for y'all, but she wasn't looking good at all. She was getting really pale and was having trouble standing and all that, and she paid and headed on, on out through, on up through town some more. And I didn't see where she went though. And Lavinia.
I mean, if she
I guess
looked
we could just cut
obviously
our
pale,
losses.
Ren. Yeah, I mean, if she looked obviously pale, I don't think Ren would have let her go by herself.
Well, you're gonna go look for her, but you're not gonna find her.
Okay.
Lavinia has left for some reason. So, and I want you can ask me questions, but the report that you got from the trader was that she wasn't looking well and said that she needed some fresh air, but we're outside. And she walked off.
Which direction did she walk off in?
She went north. She went north out of town. Or was headed that way.
So
Did she
complete
buy the
opposite
horses
direction.
first?
She did buy the horses. Yes, she did buy the horses.
So we have horses now.
You do have your horses.
Okay.
I wouldn't shortchange you on that.
Yeah,
But-
you would. Why are you
but-
lying?
Sure. Yeah, you would. You
No.
absolutely would, Duff.
That hurts. So, but so Lavinia has mysteriously left the group, unexplained why she ventured off in the night. And you can spend some time looking for her. Definitely headed out calling for her, trying to understand what the hell's going on. But her abruptly leaving the group. It was going to be handled so much differently, but that's just the way that it is. So
It's the way the cookie crumbles.
it is. So the group's going to be pissed at me, going, "What the hell? I don't get this."
I mean, we could go and look for her, but it's in the opposite direction of where we were going. So, correct? Yes, she went north and we're going
Yeah.
south, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, we were going to head towards Railpool.
Yeah.
She could have headed
Is
back
it-
toward the fort. You don't know. So
I'm
I'll say we just
she'll
cut our
pop
losses.
back up.
We should go look for her.
I'm sure she's fine.
She knows who we are. She knows who we are.
But we
She knows
you can go look for her.
she saved us from that camp, and she didn't have to do that. Why cut our losses when she is clearly a source of resources for us?
Right. So, Amai,
That's a
do you
large
need
loss
to
I'm not
go
willing to
now?
take.
Are you going to be leaving us, my dear?
I'm going to find out in just a moment.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
So I will be right back while people are deliberating.
Go right ahead. Okay. Didn't want to leave her shortchanged, like we just forgot about her. So, let's do real quick. Let's while the group is like going, "What the hell have I just done to their campaign, and why am I doing this?" The choo-choo train's left the station again. We're going to give the stratagem tile set. We're going to give that away now. And it is no cost for the ticket, 1 ticket per person. And it is, folks, what we're talking about, and see it on stream, is this. It is one of the groups that donates and Jay uses a lot on his channel. They're tiles. They're dry and wet erase safe. There's 2 sides to them, plus some extra furniture and other items that go along with it, but it's for your tabletop games. We're going to give that away here, so let's start that. 1 ticket, everybody gets 1 for free. Just do the ticket, and shabam. There you go. We'll run that for about 30 minutes here, and then we'll do the dice. Okay. So, yes, I'll throw you another curveball. The group has horses, but for some reason, Mai has ventured off into the darkness. What do we do?
I mean, we could go look for her, but
It is
I
getting to be
just don't
nighttime.
see. She seems like she's fully capable. I mean, she's come this far without our help with everything, so.
I'm with her.
You have a point.
Is it possible she just returned to the fort?
Could be. Maybe she got called away for something.
It does not make sense, but if you wish to venture forth, I will come with you.
I mean, if you want, we could go head up a little bit and see if we can find anything, any kind of trails or anything from her, and then if we don't, we could, turn around and go about our business.
I mean,
Fair
unless
enough.
she's on her broom, then we're not going to be able to follow her. But
Well, he said that she walked out of town, right? He didn't say that he saw her flying on a broom.
Didn't see that. No, he didn't see that. Yeah, but she did. She, did not head back toward y'all. She said, "Hold on to horses for my group. I need some air." And she just was holding her, looked pale, holding her head, and she walked away.
All right, Def.
All right, so I guess
have
we're gonna head there, right?
Another half hour.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Buying time.
You're buying time. Okay. Well, I wasn't okay.
I've got another half hour.
Okay. Well, apparently, okay. I can't get rid of you then. So.
I mean, I'm cool with just sitting back and listening.
You can throw it. Maybe something will come to mind here, but yeah. So we'll yeah. I don't want to bore you and all that, but
not opposed.
Yeah, your exit was somewhat planned.
Never boring.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be uncalled for. The group was supposed to be exactly what you're feeling. What the hell? I don't understand why she would up and leave the group all of a sudden.
Makes sense.
Thank you. So, continue on, ladies.
All right, so we're gonna head up, right?
Yes.
It's late. It's becoming nighttime now. Got your horses, or you can head back, or continue on what you were here to do.
Perhaps we should stay in the town, if there is a place to stay.
I agree. Perhaps there's an inn, maybe the tavern.
Certainly.
Does the tavern have an inn?
Yeah, there's another little. Yeah, there's another little bunkhouse. Yeah, it's called the bunkhouse. And
bunkhouse.
Yeah,
I'm writing it down.
Yep.
You're never gonna remember that.
No.
I'm gonna ask about it. I'm gonna ask about it in about 15 sessions, and I'm gonna ask about it.
I don't expect y'all to come back to Uscan after tonight anyway. So.
That's what you think.
I know.
We'll see about that.
I know this group, the bunkhouse. Okay.
Maybe they loved the fish.
It's like it's the fish and clam chowder. Okay. Okay. Bunkhouse. It's not very lavish at all. That's right. So, but you do get put up for basically a silver piece for the whole group, and it's about what you expected. Very little padding, very little comfort. Most of the time, people would get them when they're, shit roaring drunk, and they just pass out and sleep the night off.
So, as a group, I am not the leader type, but I just want to throw this out there. What if we hit the slaver camp on the way to Relpool and maybe investigate that out, see if there's anything left after they burned it?
I'd agree with that. I think that would be a good plan.
I mean, and also, maybe that's where she had headed to just go kind of check stuff out now that theoretically everyone's gone, hopefully. And just check it out and see, and maybe that's where she was going.
Well, I guess the stable person had said that she had headed north, like she was
She
going
headed-
back to the fort.
Well, that's
She
true.
did. She did. That's correct.
Or maybe she did that to throw him off her trail. Just saying. Probably not.
She seems a little bit tricksty, right?
Yeah.
Who? What now?
So they said she headed north, but did she just do that and then swing back around?
I don't know.
So they didn't know where she was headed. She seems smart enough to do that. So sleep it off and then leave first thing in the morning.
Head out. Yep. Sounds good.
Okay, sleep it off. It's a uneventful night. You know, other than the roaring sounds of probably a few fishermen getting a little too rowdy. You know, and you hear that outside. A few fights. You know, typical. You know, trope stuff like that, which we got to throw into the show. And you wake up to the smell of fish again. And a few itches, maybe. You know, a little itchy.
Ew.
Sorry.
Gross. Gross.
Okay.
Come on, man.
But you have horses now. Okay.
Horses. So we could get to the where the slaver activity
You could-
was with us probably
Yes,
in half a day.
You could, yes, definitely. Oh, so that's also, don't forget. So we, you know, tracking. We will do this in this game on your character sheets. You have rations and torches and all that, and so, you know, a set. The rations is basically a day's worth. You know, when you check those off, so we will be tracking that some. So you know, looking on the honor system to some degree, but I'll try to remind you all to, you know, that you'll take a good bit of the day to, you know, follow the road, which kind of follows the coastline here. And you've got your map, and you make your way down there, and you know you can, as you get closer to this compound where you think it's at, you can definitely smell that something's burnt. But there's no smoke in the air. It's been, you know, it's been a while. And you come, you know, around the area corner there, and sure enough, this compound that you are looking at is been rearranged. The small little house shed, the building that was there is burned to the ground. The holding cell, the pins, the fence area there, that's been all just, you know, torched. There are still a few bodies on the ground being picked over. Not much left of
Picked
them.
over by what?
Vermin, you know,
Okay.
you know, birds, other animals that would have come out down, you know, to the out of the forest area, you know, into the beach area. Crabs, you know, scavenging off of the bodies. They will definitely be what is left of the outfits will match up with the men who attacked you.
Ha!
Y'all can make me, if you're proficient in medicine. Let me see if Jana is. She is not. Anybody proficient in medicine? Yeah, you can gaming. Yeah, gaming. You can. It's free for everybody to enter. So, you know, you want to dominate, go right ahead. So, did anybody? Okay. And we'll So we roll. Anybody got? No one's got medicine.
I do.
Okay, I didn't see
Pay
it.
attention.
I didn't see it in chat. Sorry. Go ahead and roll. Sorry, that was my point. Okay. So, no one else had medicine. So you look, and this was more, you know, you would definitely, someone was killed. They were hacked apart,
Ew.
Hacked.
as in violently. You could tell from the cuts and
That's
the damage
for-
into the bones to these individuals that are left. There was only a few left, and they were, you know, savagely beaten.
I will relay that to the group as well to let them know.
Yep. And just left
It
there.
is a shame. It is a shame that we did not get to do this.
Yeah.
So, do we need a bio break? Is that a question?
I'm fine, but if
Just
everyone
making
else
sure.
needs one,
Someone was asking. We were taking breaks. And so we're just doing 3 hours. But if we needed a bio break, please just let me know. We can. I can entertain the viewers while we break. But if we don't need it, I'm good. So okay. All right. Well, hold on.
Can we search around at all, or
I didn't hear what you just said, Lori. Say that again.
Can we just like do general search, like look around in the ruins, see if there's any yellow flags, any kind of, well, there wouldn't be yellow, but
There is
maybe
none.
a banner of some sort, something.
You see, I will show that you fan out, you search around, make me investigation checks for everybody.
Okay.
I'm not very smart.
Well, Moss is just knocking it out of the park. Ren, yeah, anything above a 10. Okay. So yes, you, outside of the bodies, you can see that a contingent of humanoid creatures, they came from the south. They basically looks like they had come basically from the southwest.
So Relpool. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it looks like they had come up, but they beached because their tracks don't go far. Okay, and then they head toward the beach line, and then they came up around that side, taking a position to be able to see what was going on in the area, and then headed down into the encampment area. You can see that there was, if you want to call what they were attackers or whoever they were, but they came from this direction and then came down into the camp, starting with the house that was, on the western side of the encampment and proceeded through there. But then from there, it's just the tracks make no sense anymore because of the fighting that took place.
Okay. You guys want to keep going?
Yes, I think that is for the best.
I agree. We'll head down to Relpool then, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been another day. Headed on down. And another almost very. Go ahead.
Can we hug the coastline as we travel?
The road, the main road that travels along through here hugs the coastline. So,
okay.
And you might run into a couple other people, other travelers. Not much though. You're looking for them. They give you a wide berth. Not much to say. They're, traveling the road. But there's not a lot of activity that you would see like this. But you make it a rail pool, and it's almost an identical spitting image of Uscan. Then you pull into that. Not
So
seeing
on the
anything
way,
out of the ordinary. So go ahead.
So on the way from the camp to Relpool, Ren would want to keep an eye on the bay, right? We're on the bay side. For any ships with yellow sails. Do we see any? Do I need to roll for that?
You look. You are seeing fishing vessels.
Okay.
And yeah, from the vantage point you get, even a couple of spots maybe that rise up a little bit, and then come back down. This is not just going to be a flat territory, And you look farther out past from the Bay Area, and you're seeing was definitely just shipping trawlers and things like that. But as far as any larger traffic, no, you do not see anything at all.
Okay.
And do we see anybody as we're traveling?
You might have a traveler or two, traveling salesman type, not any, maybe supply wagons that were coming back from Uscan, coming back from Nessermouth, headed to Uscan, deliveries.
Do we run into any tinkers? The like the guys in Name of the Wind who travel and they always have weird stories and weird trinkets and things. Is there anything like that on the way?
Let's say you find one. What do you want to know from them? A strange
if they've seen
lad.
the monk. You know, someone who travels and sells wares like that sees all kinds of people on the street, on the roads. Maybe they've seen the monk.
He doesn't know. No, he has not seen anything like that. He will report that outside of the normal fishing vessels, he did. He was coming. He's coming back up from Relpool, and the only skinny of the deal was that they saw people were reporting that there was a fire.
Okay.
This the same thing that you already know coming from Uscan. And we'll just say that he saw a ship leave that area around that time headed south. That was definitely not a fishing vessel of sorts.
Okay.
But, he keeps his nose down. He travels alone. But as far as looking for a monk type, he goes, he doesn't pay attention to that. No, not seen anything like that at all.
Okay. Ren will thank the man that she no doubt towers over, and they continue on their way.
Mm-hmm. Right. You make it to Relpool, like I said, and you go find a
bar.
A bar.
Bar.
Yeah. So
need alcohol.
It's okay. All right. So we go through this routine again, trying to find out. So the information that you will discern is that yes, a couple other fishing vessels will confirm, or there was talk about they saw a ship come through the area. When you bring up the yellow sails and all that, there was no yellow sails, but they've gotten closer. This area, Relpool, has seen a little bit more traffic, though they have not seen yellow sails. They know about them, and that was a thought about who were these individuals. And that were, fleeing a smoking area. They did not follow and all that at all. Was none of their business. But they get the feeling, the skinny that they're hearing, is there were some dwarven miners had come from the west, across the river here, which I actually need to remember the bigger river name. I'm going to look it up. I forgot to write it down. They had seen this before, that this has been reported on the western part of the peninsula, basically there's another encampment area that was destroyed. That they saw fires coming from their beach, from the western part, in the sea, on the Sea of Gernot side. This is not the first time. This is not new. Another group has seen something like this before, but on the other side of that little mountain croppings, basically on the western side of the peninsula.
Okay. Just on the sea side of the peninsula, not the bay side.
Y'all, yeah, exactly. Okay. On this side over here.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
And we meet these miners. They're in the tavern.
No, the fishermen have talked about that. They've had some miners come over this way, They're applying their trade. They doing some mining, taking their going to head down to Nessermouth, but Relpool. They coming this way to see what the trade ways are like. What's happening over here. Find no action at all. And we're going to then head on south. They just, they're not fit. Dwarves didn't care about fishermen and their fishing boats and their stories and all that. So they left. But when there's discussion about this encampment or what was burned and all that, they go, yeah, we saw something like that also on the western side a while back, but thought nothing of it.
Okay, so there's 2 instances of this happening that we know of now.
Yeah.
They had left the town of Dark Shelf, and were
Dark Shelf?
Yep.
So edgy.
Very edgy.
When they saw this, they point to you on your map, and they will tell you that it is located right here. Oops.
It's a ways.
It is a ways. It's a boat ride.
I mean, or a little hop across a river and then a mountain.
Up through some mountains. There's passageways through there, but yes. So, but and that is a little bit bigger town. They could give you a rundown of that. That is several thousand people there. It is fortified though. Definitely, it's got protections around it. More walls. These 2 towns y'all run into don't even know what a stone wall means to them. But yeah, they were coming through there to do some mining and do their stuff, and they were there's another operation going on there that wasn't interested in any of their help, so they left. Came on up and did some prospecting, and then came on over through Relpool. Took them a couple of months to travel that way.
Okay.
So head down and up around after. Check that out after.
Or there's a passageway. You could ask that there's a crossing. There is a mountain pass. Sure.
There, yeah, kind of figured
Come
that.
on.
We could go to Nessermouth as well.
Yeah, and then just scoop around up the coast.
Yeah.
Definitely know that they would find trade routes follow along just like the roads do, but there's definitely trade routes that hop between cities, and though there's not, you'd have to wait around here. Maybe there's a ship going south to Nessermouth that could, cargo ship or something that could take y'all. Definitely would happen, or you get down to Nessermouth. There's definitely more that would have abilities to take you on up to Dark Shelf if you were headed that way.
I would vote going down to Nessermouth first and then heading up the coast.
I agree.
It is possible that the monk never left Nessermouth.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
He could be dead in the street somewhere.
Or being monkey and meditating or something.
Whatever it is that monks do.
Whatever it is that monks do.
What is it that monks do? I don't even know.
They fight with their fists.
They wear robes and they meditate?
That sounds very boring.
While they're determining this, we'll close our giveaway for the tiles.
Sounds very boring.
Anybody else wants to get in on it, please enter now. It's free. Giving these away. Give you a few seconds here to click on the link and buy it. Purchase, you get the ticket for free. And then we will give it away. And then we'll do the dice set. So if anybody else wants to get in on it, please do so. And we'll close it out. And the winner is Antiquitas 2004. Nicely done. You win. Congratulations. So, last but not least, before we end the stream tonight, here we go. We're going to give away the dice.
Yes.
Hopper dice.
Cherry dice.
Hopper
Cherry dice.
embossed dice.
I'm gonna fight anyone that wins
Dice
these dice.
set.
That isn't me.
All right. Let's start that. Nothing to enter. You get 1 ticket per person, and boom. Let the entries begin for these metal dice, folks. Get in on it. We want to thank Foam Brain for giving away, and for Jay and the group putting on Greyhawk Con and letting me get this show started. We're doing the RP, getting things started, but it will pick up. They just have to trust me. But there's a lot. This is a big area they're in, so there's a lot of research, a lot of other things we'll be doing other than just dungeon crawling, because I'm just not a fan of that. Constantly crawling around and dungeon fight. Lots to do in the world of Greyhawk. Lots to learn. So, and everybody, thanks for the comments for the overlay. Yeah, we're missing a couple of things. So yes, the class information will show up. We're going to have some other graphics are going to be rotating here, but right now this overlay is just showing basically, this is the combat map. When they go into combat on a map or trying to show a map, this is what will come up. Then we have the RP map, which will just show their hit points and level, and no maps at all, but would show dice rolls. But other than that, yeah, we got a lot going on here, but and there's more to come. Back to this. So the question is, you're either Nessermouth or finding out more information about the what the dwarves saw, another encampment over on the western side. No monk yet. No, so you have asked several times. There has been no mention or even thought or that anybody at all has seen any sort of individual like that. Most that have come through here are traders, fishermen, that type. They have not seen.
Didn't you say that the monk, the miners headed south though?
The miners were going. The miners came across the pass. They had left Dark
Yeah, you said
Shelf.
they headed south though.
They left Relpool because there was no action here, nothing going on. They didn't care about fishermen, and they headed south to Nessermouth. Yeah, they did.
So then we might be able to encounter them there.
Possibly.
Dort, you can and ask. Yeah, I hear. I appreciate the overlay. And if you got any other questions, just hit me in the Discord server, and I can show you more. I have no problem revealing the secrets of what we put together for the overlay and what we're doing here with VMix and the data pools that we're pulling from Fantasy Grounds real time to update. And I've not seen any changes in the data tonight because we're not in combat, but it will take place once they really start getting into stuff. Those numbers will start fluctuating and changing real time. So, yeah, so that's your options. Or you go back home, I guess.
Let's go back home. I'm done. Enough adventuring.
We're done.
They're gonna hang it up. They're done. Forget the slave lords. We don't care. So good luck.
No. Let's go find a dragon. I would like to fight a dragon.
Let's go find.
You know what?
I
Let's
think
just
I'll
break
steal
the
a dragon
dragon.
too.
We're gonna go find a dragon.
You want to find a dragon, or figured you go find a flying ship. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Great. Oh boy.
Are airships a thing in Greyhawk? Let's figure that
Are
out.
they?
I'd like to research
Let's
this.
invent them.
This sounds fun.
Oh,
I mean,
I'd
we're
open
We're
up
gonna
my
create an
mouth.
enterprise instead of flying
monks are
airships.
boring. Let's find airships in this place. What is it?
Boring.
Is that how you call it? The airship?
An airship. Yep. No airship, but you did see a broom that flew. So that did happen. That was a
we attach it
surprise.
to
Like-
a ship.
I would like one of these flying things.
A flying broom. Okay. Yes, those
Why
were
not?
unique apparently to this world. Or do we know that? No, so I forgot.
I
totally
don't know
forgot she
anything.
had
I
a
don't
broom.
even remember who I am. So
True.
I am lost.
super helpful.
You're supposed to be lost. That's part of the deal. Bear with it.
No,
Is-
just Vixera in general is just lost in life, always.
Oh, okay.
It's
Sorry.
just part of her personality.
That sounds about right.
That's
She's
right.
kind of dumb.
I don't remember who you are either, but it sounds right.
So, what is the script's plan? You spend a day in Relpool searching around. You find nothing, no indication of slavers. That not much has happened on this side at all. Still, there have been a few reports long ago that maybe a ship or two came through there, but they have not been brazen enough as of until late. But when you ask about slavers and all that, they don't even know the compound that burned that was slavers there anyway. No one seems to even know what that was going on there. It's been a surprise to them. Y'all knew what it was, but most of the fishermen and all that, no one's told you that they knew what it was. And they don't seem to have accepting that it was slavers or that was going on. You know, you don't seem to get that feel.
Perhaps we should spread the rumor, share the knowledge with those that we pass so that they know what is going on. Perhaps they will be more open to looking for these things in the future next time we pass through. If they know that it exists.
You could do that, and you will get looks of, are you crazy? Some of disbelief, others of, it's, you know, other matter of time, you know.
Does someone actually call Ren crazy?
That's the look.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are the words that are used?
Oh, I didn't say there were words. I didn't say.
Oh.
It was the look. Fisherman look. Like, okay, yeah.
I don't like that look.
Okay.
She says, towering.
I mean,
over
is Ren persuasive? Can she like persuade these people?
I am intimidated.
To believe her.
I would like to
say that they don't believe the rumor without trying.
I would like to intimidate them into believing me.
You want to intimidate some fishermen? Okay, so she's dying to do it. It's intimidate away.
Roll.
You could go ahead.
Do it.
Go ahead.
All right. She'll kind of loom over him and say, "I would not lie about such a thing."
Oh my!
Oh my God! I rolled a 3. Yeah. So that's a 1 plus her intimidation roll. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She's a little drunk, so she kind of slurs her words a little bit.
Yeah. They, you know, they're looking at you like you did intimidate them, and then they all and you know that's a good one. And they buy you another drink, you know, another round as they're laughing.
I will take this drink, tiny man.
And
I'm not saying no to free booze.
It was slavers.
It's a dude, right? I'm assuming it's a man.
Yeah, they're
you didn't
dude.
specify what kind of NPC I'm talking to here. So
well, you might.
Sailor.
They're mostly human. There could be a few females. They're not. They're equal opportunities. Okay.
Who am I talking to then? Because I mean, Ren is an equal opportunity intimidator. So what am I working with here?
You got a few men. You got a few men and you got a few men and a couple of women.
Oh, it might
a couple of barmaids that are salty themselves. You know.
Who bought me a drink? Was it a barmaid?
No, but hold on. Even a barmaid, a fisherman. It was a fisherman.
All right.
Can I just kind of come up behind Ren and basically say, you know, I have a really high intimidation score, guys. So I'm going to do my best to try and intimidate, basically do the same thing she did, and hopefully roll better.
With a different person.
Say when.
Yeah.
Say when.
Say when. I will say when. Insert pun here.
Say what? One more time. Should I roll for that, Beth?
You can roll away. I want you to roll. We haven't rolled much. People are like, oh man, they're not doing any combat at all. Wasn't really going to be much tonight. So, yeah, so she comes, behind, and,
nice.
A different statured female, and, they're all looking at each other like this. Maybe she's serious. That she's really thinking that slavers would be, brazen enough to come up in these waterways, because they speak of Nessermouth and what they enjoy there in their naval. It's a naval area, it's fishing, but trade goes through there, and that would, they have not seen and that they've heard of vessels of the sort. There are rumors, let me put it that way. And there are rumors that have come from some of the sailors up through here. A couple that have maybe retired that were they've spent most of their days on vessels and coming up here to fish and, the quiet life that they do, that they know slavers travel and, use the Sea of Granat more and the coastlines there. And you may get, give me, Moss, since you did a nice intimidation roll there, give me another insight roll, would you?
Sure.
Okay. So you'll get another gentleman, and he's hearing all this, and he will confirm what the dwarves said, that he also, he had seen a destroyed, what looked like an encampment on the beachhead south of the city of Dark Shelf, and that his understanding, they did see what he thought was a ship that was full of men, but very similar to what y'all saw here, that had gone into that area, and the next, it was a few days when they passed through doing their trade, coming back up from Nestormouth, taking a load of limestone that is quarried out of the, there's a big quarry that he talks about that's outside of Dark Shelf, and that's what the town does. It's a big it's a mining of limestone and granite, but they were taking a shipment of of limestone out of Dark Shelf back down here, and that encampment was razed to the ground almost overnight. And and there was talks that it was a slaver compound, but it wasn't in business for long. It was. See you, Ann. Thanks for dropping by.
Perhaps it was not a true slaver camp.
Could be. Maybe not. All signs are telling us to go that way, or do you guys just want to head south and stick with that plan?
Go west. West.
What do y'all think?
I think we should probably check out the encampment on the west side then. Do we know if this happened recently?
Say that again.
Do we know if it happened recently?
No, this was a couple months back. Yeah.
So that was before our. Your call. I'm good going either way.
Yes, I'm gonna be hopping off.
Okay, Amai, thank you very much for joining us. We will have her on more. She will show up from time to time to check in with the group as they begin their work.
Meeting everybody.
Amai, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I'll check in with you later.
Bye.
Bye.
What do you want to do?
I guess we should go mountain pass then, if that's what, I feel like there's a being up in the sky that's pointing us in that direction.
Not so subtle. Sorry. Yeah. Yep.
It's almost as if we are on a preset path.
Oh my god. So trying to get y'all over here. So hey, yes. So you think that
Let's go the opposite direction.
You go the opposite. Yeah, that's all I need
good.
you to do.
Let us go
okay?
to Nestormouth.
Yep. Yes.
Let's go to Nestormouth.
You can head to
I think
Nestormouth,
that is a good trend.
and you're going to want to. There's even if you do, let's say that you did and all that. What you're going to hear is that rumor talks of that there was an encampment. There was something that was raised. There was some slaver encampment that was set up off the coastline there. That there was an operation trying to take place, and the skinny of it is that the operations of the quarry, the individual that let me find out where my notes stretch. What is that buzzing? I hear it. But yeah, so there is a quarry that mines limestone just outside of Dark Shelf. Apparently, the operator who's taken it over of this recent year, then hear the name of Basili Arak, trying to protect the town and protect his operations. Basili, Bazili, Arak, Erak, basically sent some of his men and guards down there, and they wiped out the encampment.
And who is this Basili guy?
He runs the quarry that ships the rock into Dark Shelf.
So the quarry guy ran the slavers out of the camp and burned it down?
That's the skinny.
Which camp did he burn down? The western
The one on the
or
west side. The
eastern
one on the western side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Finding out it was,
The western encampment. Okay.
Yep. South of Dark Shelf.
So I'd say we have to go find this Basili character.
Where's the quarry?
Don't know.
Ask around. I ask around to find out.
Well, you got to go to
where
it's
it
outside
is.
of Dark Shelf. So
Oh.
yeah, none of the
Okay.
fishermen know. They don't go there. They just get into the Dark Shelf and load up the their cargo, and they ship it. They work it south to Nessermouth, which then it's traded out and shipped out to other spots.
Well, I assume there's probably a pathway that they tend to use to transport limestone, which isn't light. So there has to be a well-traveled road.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah, you'll have to find out. You'd have
Do
to
we
travel
hear any
that way.
rumors? Do we hear
That's
any
just
rumors
rumors.
about the monk?
No,
Monk,
no
though.
rumors on the monk. Even I'm just saying, if you
no one in this town has seen him at all.
no one has heard or seen a monk person of your discussions, not enough to go on. But you ask for even heard of the name Quan, none whatsoever.
I would say head in the direction and try and find the traveling road.
Yeah, no point in staying here. Clearly, there is no resources for us.
Okay. So the group travels out now. You're leaving Relpool.
Yeah.
I thought you
Okay,
said
no.
we went to Nessermouth, and that's where
You
we were
could
asking.
either one. You could find it. I said if you went there, this is what you were going to find out. Y'all could
Oh,
do
you
either
said
way.
you said
Yeah.
assume. We'll assume that you went there. So
Okay,
that's what I'm assuming.
okay, I said that wrong. I said assuming that you would have gone there. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Mhm.
Y'all could go down to Nesmouth, and you basically you can find a ship that will take you instead of riding, can take you much quicker via ship up the coastline. An empty cargo ship going up for a cargo run of limestone into the port of Dark Shelf. How about that? How cool is that?
How much money does it cost to
Uh,
get on
gold.
this ship?
5 silver apiece.
We also have our horses.
You could ride,
But
If you wanna get
we're taking our horses, though, right?
but if you want to get the storyline going faster, you want to take a ship.
But we're taking our horses though on the ship.
Yeah,
right?
you could. Yeah, it's a cargo ship. It's empty. It's going up to get a load of limestone.
Okay. We can
I'm
do
good with
that.
They can do
I
that, and
suppose
that's
I
what
don't.
they're. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Ren does not like the idea of being on the sea. But
They stick close to the
if the group
shoreline.
wants to do
Yeah.
it, if the group
They will
wants to
tell
do it,
you that they they make a quick running up, and you will see a few guards on the ship. They do keep a lookout on the ship. They will talk about that from time to time. There have been the sightings of yellow sails on this side.
Okay.
Usually, have traveled a little down south. It's rare, but they have seen them from time to time over here. But they stick the ship you're with and all that. He sticks close to the shoreline here because he basically is just making runs. Simple money, but it's steady money, he says, and he's not looking to get rich quick. So he runs his cargo ships up and down when needed, and y'all can hop on one and take your way up to Dark Shelf. And
Okay.
there,
Question:
yes.
Are any of the guards like big and buff like Ren? Like anyone she might want to like arm wrestle or like spar with on the way? Because it's still gonna take a couple of days to get there, right?
Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah, I mean the ship's going to travel slow. It's not a fast moving ship anyway. It's a cargo ship.
Right.
Sure. So you're going
It's
to
only
wrestle.
slightly faster than the horseback.
You're going to
Yeah.
You're going to entertain yourself by picking on the guards. Basically.
Well, in a friendly kind of way, not like a
You know,
like
that's
an
what
I'm
I
gonna
meant.
kill you way. Like
That's-
let's have
no, I
a
know.
contest. A contest of
You
strength.
puny man.
Yeah, exactly.
Puny man. Are there
Puny
any
man.
men like I'm sure there's some
couple.
kind of man her size
That-
or some kind of guard, woman,
He's-
man, doesn't matter.
It's more show of force. You basically see that they looks like they can handle themselves in a fight if they need to, but they are more for show of force that there's actually guards on the ship, and to not take the limestone. The slavers haven't attacked him before, but he's just trying to make sure that there's if there's going to be, someone would to try to steal him stuff or steal the people and all that there's, something between him and them, just as an insurance policy. So, but you can mess with a couple of guards. Certainly. There would be a couple
Cool.
there, that.
Strength contest or what?
They are bored. Yes, I'm getting a guard. 1 second here. So, okay. And
All
a strength on strength. The arm
Okay,
wrestles
just a
you.
strength ability, not a strength save.
Strength check. Check on check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a tie.
It's a tie. Y'all hold on.
Best
And that
best 2 out of 3.
he
Are we
says,
arm wrestling or wrestling?
Yeah, he says he'll arm wrestle for a silver piece. He can beat you
Okay,
2
cool.
out of 3. Okay.
All right, let's go. One more
All
time.
right. So the second time.
Oh, I
Oh, he beat him. He
beat him.
goes,
Even
all
with
right.
my bad roll.
He's gonna try it one more time. He can't lose 2. He doesn't say it.
Let's go.
Let's go. puny
It's a
man.
tie
Oh, it's
again.
another tie. This guy is a good match.
He says it's
Can
a
I
draw.
do a Barty thing and
You-
play the violin? And,
You want to give her
Encourage her to be
inspiration?
better?
Is that what you're doing? Yeah, you could give her bardic
I mean,
inspiration.
I'm not a bard.
All right. What do I?
So-
what do I
so
add
sh-
to my roll for Bardic again?
That's
I forget.
for right now on the level for level 1. It's a D6. So you
That's what I
basically
thought.
hear,
Okay.
yeah. So she does a little singing here, and
Violin.
okay, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're inspired, and you slam his arm down, and he's damn, I thought I had you. Okay, and Lodi, you
It
are
is
very
okay.
quiet over here. I've almost totally forget. What are you doing in all this stuff? What is going through your head with everything that's happening?
She is very quietly playing her lyre that she has, and she's just trying to remember anything about herself. She's very preoccupied with the fact that she can't remember everything.
Yep. So still going through it's the down times and sleep times that these, you haven't had too many nightmares since y'all first after you left the fort, but you will definitely say that faces and images are showing up that you look for, at first seem strange to you, but then they seem that they know these. I do. Who are these people? I thought I do recognize this face, but the dreams do when they hit you, but they do fade fairly quickly. And so if you're in deep thought, you're trying to recall what those dreams were or when they did happen, and they will slowly start changing for y'all as action picks up and things like that. So, but right now it's a mystery to you. All right, so you got a silver piece from him, Ren. Did you want to go out against another guard? Because he's like going, "Oh, I
Yes.
can do better than that." Okay.
If nobody minds, I would love to do this. I think it's super entertaining.
So he's a bigger dude. Oh yeah, he throws up.
Oh, he's a bigger dude. Okay.
Hey. You and the ties.
again.
Oh my gosh, they are just dumbfounded that. Oh
Sup?
my lord. They give it again. Oh, that's a poor roll. Oh, you just.
What's up?
Yeah, and there's the best 2 out of 3. Oh, I'm
go.
horrible on my roll. Oh, you
The
got another
wins.
silver piece, and they're both laughing at each other, and that they. Well, it must be that they had a little too much. A little too
You
much
can
ale.
believe that if
Yeah.
you You can believe that if you want to. Friendly competition, yes?
That's right. Oh, Coven, you can, with inspiration, you can cheer. Here, there is, off the website here, let me give that to you real quick. He's asking, how do you give advantage or disadvantage to somebody in the cheers? And you can, real quick, through Twitch, when you cheer in game, you have to buy moolah from Twitch. That's the best way. Or you sub to the channel. If you sub to the channel, then there's some free, as you watch the channel more often, you get points, and then you can cash those points in for free to affect the game. So, okay. Yeah, Jana watches all this. She's keeping herself, since we're kind of keeping her down. But y'all begin to, around the corner, yes, you're up the coastline, and you're going to pull into the town of Darkshelf. And y'all will dock. The ship comes in to dock, to let off cargo and let off y'all, and proceeding to, though I meant to put a dock up here, but there is a quarry just north of the town, where stuff is brought in, and the limestone's loaded up to the group. But y'all can pull on into this town. Before you is the city of Darkshelf. What do we do?
Oh, you know what I've
Go find an inn? Yeah, okay.
The first tavern we can find.
Yeah. All right, yeah, well, you're led to to here. Okay. This building here is known as the Emerald Lion Inn and Tavern. Both a
Sounds a little too
drinking
fancy.
pretty good spot, and an inn, and yeah, you pull in there. It's clean. Yeah, definitely much more different than your typical sea shanty town. This town is got more people. It's got fortifications around parts of it. They definitely have guards out and about. You know, you can see a few patrolling, and you've got vessels coming in and out. And that is where you guys pull into, and you meet the owner is a name by the man by the name of E.M. Pharaoh Shield is his name.
What was his name? You cut out on the first name.
E.M. M. Let's call him M.
M. Pharaoh Shield?
Pharaoh Shield. Yep,
Like
used to be a fighter.
Pharaoh, or...
No, Pharaoh. F-A-R-R-O-W. Pharaoh.
Thank you.
Not Pharaoh. Pharaoh. Or however you want to say it. Pharaoh Shield.
Okay.
Yep, he welcomes you to his humble establishment. Even though it might be a franchise, we're still good. Okay? You know? There's a few other... Oh, there's a few other Emerald Lions that dot some other towns. Apparently, it's a franchise.
Just like, how do they say? McDonald's.
He's like,
Do they have the play place?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Defaulted.
And what do we do?
I feel like I've been doing a lot of talking. Sorry.
I don't know.
Elodie, what are you doing?
Seeing that Ren wants to go get a drink, she will talk to M and say, "Pardon-moi,
Big words.
have you heard anything about a quarry and a
We
quarry
don't.
master by the name of Basili Arak?"
Eric. He goes, well, everyone knows the quarry. It's what keeps us, it's one of the most important parts of Darkshelf and what we do here in our mining operations. But, yeah, the quarry, I think he's run by Basili. Haven't had much interaction with him. He doesn't make his way here to town. But you want to know more about it, you should talk to our overlord. Basically like a mayor, but he's an overlord here by the name of Nestor. He could give you more information about what's going on here. Yeah, Nestor. Neistor. Nestor. He's like the town mayor, governor. They call him overlord.
Okay.
He has interactions with them, but we take care of the people that travel through here. Most there's a few workers do go there, but most they don't come from here. They've got their own workforce. They don't interact much with us, but
So
they do supply the limestone.
it's a classier place. So are we to think that perhaps if slavers had come through, they would have stayed at a place like that? Would it be worth asking him?
That's up to you. You can ask him that. I don't.
Don't want to play all my cards.
It's a nice. Yeah, it's a nicer place. You didn't see slavery. You don't see. You could catch if you make me a perception check. Masalani. Would you please? If you were paying attention as you got into town.
Perhaps instead of asking about the slavers, we could ask if they've had any interesting people come through town.
But you nash 20 now. You will pick up a couple of thieves. You've got you're picking up your thieves' cant that there might be somewhere about. You have to do a little bit more snooping around and all that, but you have seen the markings of someone operating here, that has put a couple of symbols up to alert that their presence is here. Not of a full guild, but it is that there's operations going on here. You have seen that. As far as strange people coming in and out of here, we don't get travelers coming up. There's a couple other cities up north that come in and out of here. He's a little bit more fancier because what he entertains is those who are coming to trade or to give orders or establish business with the quarry. Usually, are of the money side, and so that is, they come here to stay before they venture and do business up at the quarry in the headquarters there. All the operations are done at the quarry. But, he keeps a nice place because he entertains a few of the people. There's another bar, a shanty, a little bit more, lesser known operation. We'll put it over on the dock side. Where are we going to put this one? We'll say he's here. Small little more spot where a little bit more quieter part where the fishermen, the fish and the sailors and all go to have a drink. They don't come this far. They don't want to spend the money. They're cheap.
They're nicer, but they're cheap.
No, the guys, people who come up, the ones that go down there, the fishermen, the boat hands and all that, they don't like to spend money. They're cheaper, so they don't come here to his place, is what he's saying. He's got a little bit fancier place.
How much does it cost to stay there?
They don't stay there. That's just drinking down there.
At the Emerald Lion?
No, where y'all are at is at the Emerald Lion. Oh, yeah, he's got a silver piece. Yeah, you're gonna cost. Yeah,
that's not
for y'all. Yeah.
Oh, see, I can pay for the rooms. I won that money on the ship.
It's true. You did win the money.
Easy. I can pay for the rooms this time.
Anyone want to go with me to the other bar and kind of search it out?
Yes.
Perhaps I can find some more people to arm wrestle with. earn some more money. I like the prospect of this.
Yeah, well,
Just like the money.
Yeah, if you didn't want to stay here, sure.
I like the fighting.
Yeah, he's got clean rooms, so he's got plenty of. There's nothing happening lately, so
Well, we need to go explore the rest of the town, so
sure.
Might as well go to the shanty bar.
The shanty bar. Yeah. It's called the Broken Anchor.
The broken
Is that a
hook
theme
and the broken
that you're going
Right,
on
the
here?
broken hook and the broken anchor. You like
Broken
that?
hook, yeah.
That's right. Everything's broken.
Okay, so the shitty bar is the broken anchor. Let
The
us
broken
go
anchor.
there. Perhaps they have some ale that does not taste like peace.
Doubtful down there, but best of luck. So y'all head to the Broken Anchor. Yes. What do you do? Same thing. You're gonna
We go
wrestle. Yeah, you're gonna get drunk.
Why
yeah,
not?
so
Is there someone strong there that I can?
The other fishermen. Some of your boat hands might come off. Maybe the guards are there. They came in, got a drink,
Somebody
but
off duty.
they're basically having to get prepped because they got to go load up cargo in the morning. So they, got to have their wits about them. But you got fishermen here. You've got other sailors, other types that run lanes in and out. There's the Pellar River is basically what runs through here. And some of the barges will float down from the quarry, loading up stone and bring it down this way. Then they then load up onto the cargo ships and move out from there. And so you got several there chatting, talking. You're gonna ask some questions. Quan. They never heard of a Quan, but there was a monk here a month ago.
Okay.
Do they know where he was heading?
I have no idea.
Or what was he doing in the town, even?
Just was here. Was just looking for work. Wanting to
Is
know.
there a specific work he was looking for?
Well, they sent him. The only thing that was hiring they possibly do that he's interested in is when they talking about the quarry, but they weren't. He was going to go check it out, but they didn't. They haven't seen him. He was in town quickly.
Interested in the quarry, okay.
Yep.
It would seem that we need to check out this quarry.
You got Scuttle. Yeah, you had each other people. They talk about things that are coming in and out. There was the encampment. They ask about that. It happened and was burned down by Basili and his group. They took out. Apparently, it was some slavers that were trying to work out of the area. But Nestor, the overlord, knows more about that. They all basically say any and all things that affect the city go through him. And then there's a wild and crazy. There's a fisherman over there. That's just silly stuff. But there's talk. There have been a couple of bodies that have been washed up on the north side of town, on the beach, and on the north side of the river area. That have been, looks like they have been just ravaged, bitten in two, and just totally torn apart. What was left of them? Think like Jaws, eating a body, what was left of it, But that has been a couple of talks of they've seen that happening on the shoreline, on the river area. And one fisherman reports that he actually saw the creature come up out of the mud and take out a deer that had come to the spring line. He was fishing and had basically fallen asleep, out by the side of a little tree and all that. And he woke up to this thrashing noise across the bank from him. And he said this thing coming up out of the mud as big as a tiger, He calls it just we just call it a big mud tiger, and it just ravaged this deer and then just sank back down into the mud. And he quickly, quietly reeled in his stuff and backed away because he was too close to the shoreline. And he tried to, take people, to see it, and no one believes him. No such thing, you were drinking too much. But he basically yells out, "I know what I saw. It was a big mud tiger." But there's no such, there's no such thing as a mud tiger. Not even tigers in the area.
Tiger.
Yeah. Up north, off the north of the city, off the river. And it's about not even a day's ride or walk toward the. Y'all find out that the quarry, if that's what you want to know, is outside of town.
Perhaps we should talk this Nestor.
Nestor.
Yeah.
Nesta.
It sounds about.
Nestor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That
saying.
sounds about right.
All right, we got anybody? We're getting close here to our holding time, so let's do our giveaway here. Anybody else wants to get in on it? Do your ticket, please, and we will give this away. Yeah, we're missing one of our players. She had some family business come up, and pretty serious, and so she misses. That's there's no excuse for that at all. You take care of family first. Life gets in the way. That happens, and the gaming will still be here, and she will pick up next week and take control of her character because I don't like playing characters because I always play them horribly, as y'all could tell when I played on Lavinia last week. It was bad. So, but I'll sure play a punk ass kid that'll get in your face, cause problems, and yell and scream. I'm good at that because I'm not that far off.
And you get clocked in the back of the head.
Yeah, exactly. Get clogged. Okay, we're going to give the dice away here, folks. Yeah, don't pee on the bar or you get knocked out in our Friday night games.
Oh my God.
Okay, so.
Don't lump us in with him. Don't lump
All right,
us
here
in
we
with
go.
him.
Who's going to win? And the winner is. Oh, Miriam!
Yay! You got the cherry dice.
Oh my God, that's great.
If I won, I was gonna tell Duff to send them to you.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
That's the only reason why.
Now they're gonna go rigged.
I don't have to fight anyone now.
I don't have to fight anybody, so I'll get.
Nobody gets to say rigged. Myriad never wins anything.
Oh, they always do on the deal. It doesn't matter if they don't win, but we're teasing. So congratulations. Yes, there you go.
Thanks.
So I'll get your info to shipping info. I think you've already sent it to me. I'll re-verify it and I'll get it to Jay, who then get those in the mail to you because I believe he already has them. So nicely done. Okay. Quick before we call it an evening here, because come up on the 12 o'clock hour. But we're headed to Nestor. Is that correct?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So y'all do meet Nestor in the building in the big complex that is up north of town here. And he middle-aged, stocky, little gray hair, beard to match, a little paunch, definitely of the, executive type, city type, that doesn't see a lot of action, sits behind a desk a lot.
He looks weak then.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, you don't want to break him. You think sneezing on him might hurt him, but he first when you see him, y'all walk through the door and all that, he's quite taken aback and wants. Yeah, what brings you to our fair town of Darkshelf? Why do you call upon me? Thanks, Gary.
Looking for a friend.
And who would that be?
Quan. But
Never heard of him.
no, really, never at all.
He's a
He
monk,
wouldn't have.
human.
Has no
Black
idea who
ale.
you're talking about. He's got tons of stuff going through here. Yeah, he says, yeah, we don't have him. Maybe he's in jail. You could go check in with the marshal. But as far as that, no, he has not heard of such man.
Okay. What do we want to ask him, guys? Girls, rather. Peoples.
Maybe about the quarry, about the encampment.
What about it?
There was a similar instance that happened in the east. We know. We saw the burnt ruins.
I'm not sure.
Were you responsible for that too?
I'm not responsible for it. Are you talking about the slaver encampment?
Yes.
Yeah, because if y'all ask that, he goes, that was the work of Basili, Arak, who runs the quarry up north of town. He did the raid on the slavers' camp.
So he's saying Basili did the east and the west encampments.
No. You don't know who did the far. He's talking about on this side.
Well, that's what I was asking.
No, he knows nothing about that one. No, he says he knows about the one that was done south of Dark Shelf here. He said, yes, that we know all about that. It was reported to me from Basili and his, yes.
How does he feel about Basili? Does he like him? Is he a good guy?
He looks at you. Why do you ask?
Well, I mean, if a slaver camp was burnt down and he runs the mines who need to be mined, obviously, someone has to do it, and slaves are cheap labor, so...
We don't run slaves here. We don't do anything with slavers here. I know we don't. And I resent the fact that you say that.
No, you don't.
I do.
Did I mind you?
I do resent that. We are a mining port that comes from there now. If you ask me that Basili, I'll be honest. If you're asking, really want to know that his raid on the camp was a little too easy, too quick, clean for me. Why did he do it? I don't know, but yes, he was responsible for it, which has ingratiated himself with some of the townspeople and all that. He seems to, he runs a tight operation there. What he pulls out of there, his results seem a little bit too good to be true, if you ask me, since he's taken them over. He seems to know what he's doing for an internet. He's an energetic dwarf, but he sure doesn't. Sometimes when you look at him, he doesn't look like a dwarf to me, but he's a little bit bigger than that.
What does he look like?
He's stocky. He's a little hunchbacked over. He's got, his eyes are red, a little bit redder. I just, figured it was from drinking all the time, and he's filthy. And he's very abrupt.
This is Basili?
Yeah, he's talking about Basili. Yeah.
Okay.
But, he's a dwarf, and they know what they do is worth rock. So I'm not one to question, especially the town people, the business that he brings in, the people that come through to do business with the quarry, seem to be of money. So they come here. They don't stay long, that's for certain, but, he works. People, there's always activity going on there at the quarry, almost like they never sleep. And there's dwarves there, but I've never seen them. But I don't go up there. And then, we've had, I've been more, sorry, to ask that question, but I've been more concerned about the attacks that we've had on the waterways.
What kind of attacks?
We will tell you that a couple of bodies have been, we've got a wild animal somewhere that's has attacked a couple of people, on the waterways. Thank you, Zarathon. Thank you for the subs and the gift subs. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Whoa, look at the overlay, which went
Wow.
bingo off. Boom. Okay, thank you very much for that. I do appreciate that. So yes. Whoa, boom, boom. Yes, that's the sub bombs when they go off. Sorry, I don't have the overlays, the noises right now. Just with the getting going, I'll get those reset appropriately, but sometimes they can be a little distracting. They were on one of our other games, and so I've had them almost turned all the way off. But so there, yeah. So he talks about this. You've heard the attacks. So basically, relaying the same information to you that you heard from what was being reported by a couple of fishermen, but he doesn't say anything. He doesn't say anything about Mud Tiger. He says we have no idea what it is, but we've got to put an end to it because you can't travel the river if something's in the river.
So would you say you're looking to hire someone to get rid of this problem for you?
Ooh, what do you want to look into it for me?
The price is right.
Depends on how much you want to pay.
Well,
Ren's
that's
just standing behind Visera during this conversation, just kind of like leaning into the conversation, listening to what's going on.
And Vix thinks she's
Now that
being
we're
so
talking
intimidating
money.
all on her own.
Now
So
that
who's-
we are on to...
Okay, so who's doing the negotiation? Is that
I am just a scary lady, okay?
is that you, Vix? Is that you doing you're asking the question? You trying to persuade him?
Sure.
You
I
can.
would like to assist. I would like to assist simply by standing behind the
That's
cleric.
advantage. So you can get. You're gonna do you're doing intimidation, persuasion. What are you rolling there?
Persuasion.
Oh boy. Okay, so
Yeah.
tell you what. I haven't got time to make any, more investigations into what Basili's doing up there. Like I said, I have my reservations about him. He is definitely on the, shall we say, the weird side. There's just something not right with the man, but I can't, with the merchants here in town and what he's doing for trade here, I can't disagree with it. So I just don't. 2 and 2 don't add up. I'm getting 5 on this, not 3, and I'll give you 100 gold apiece.
What? Each?
Each.
Wow.
To kill
Find
the
out.
creature or to look into Basili?
Find out what's really going on up there, and if there is something more than meets the eye, put a stop to it.
Okay. That sounds good.
It's a fair
It seems
deal.
a reasonable amount of money.
You know what? And he said that he has found gold deep in the quarry, though I, once again, have not seen it. So I'm scant to believe him because I am a man who rather, seeing is believing. And you stumble upon anything like that, keep it.
That sounds good to me.
Boom.
I like gold. I'm in.
Now, I have a question. This seems a reasonable thing to ask. If we find out something and Basili doesn't like it, perhaps he says he wants to kill us. How much authority do we have to kill him back first?
Self-defense, self-defense.
Yes. I'm not going to not defend myself if the man tries to kill me.
Oh, wow.
You're not going to turn around and arrest me if this happens. I do not seek to outright kill this
so
man,
he will
but
tell
if things go
you-
wrong,
Actually,
Okay, so the quarry and what happens there is all under Basili's domain. They have no authorization or jurisdiction there. He runs the
So-
town. He runs this area. The mine is a private operation.
so it is no problem if something happens then.
How can I?
As long as it is in
How can
service
I
to
charge you
my-
with
my
something if I
lord.
don't see it?
Sounds good to me.
Got it. Out of sight, out of mind.
Obviously, I would rather find
keep
this
that
out without
mentality
too
in your
much
head for
trouble.
Fridays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have about half a day's travel outside the village, and you know, they're not hard to find. He's a flamed-haired dwarf with a beard to match.
Okay.
But what you do there, I cannot. You better be on your toes. The man knows his rock, probably because his head's made of it. He is a dwarf, by the way. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said
unless
he's a
you're
dwarf,
asking him
but you
anything
also
else.
said he wasn't a dwarf, so which is
Well,
it?
I know. It
Is he
just
a
says
dwarf
he's a
or
little
isn't he?
hunchback. He's a little bit bigger than a dwarf is, but who am I to call? You know what I said? But
That does not sound right to me.
that will be for you to determine.
I'm sure we will.
And we get him from point A to point B. There you go. And that's where we'll hold then for the night, because that was enough RP if it didn't put everybody to sleep and the group getting them there. So I knew it was going to be a task, but I wasn't going to make it just like, right on the nose that y'all's camp was going to be right next door to Dark Shelf. Wasn't going to happen. So that being said, yeah, it put Jay to sleep. Mission accomplished. There you go. So crashing and lurking. Yeah. All right, Jay. All right. Yeah. Good that everybody came by. We thank you for the raid. Girls, good job. I'm sorry we missed Emily, but yes. So now we're get to the meat, or do we? Into the storyline. You are have been given a task, understanding what's going on, but now is it related to the slavers or not? You don't know. So, and why did Lavinia sudden up leave disappeared on y'all? So, we will be doing, so folks, to everybody who part of the channel, thank you for the subs and the gift subs there. We have got plenty going on here. Streaming starts Monday night. We're getting back into some painting here. Behind me is a big painting rig set up that I haven't used in a couple of years, and my paints are all drying up. I'm kind of getting mad about it. So, and I like to go paint. I've got a ton of the old Heritage and Grenadier miniatures, all that stuff. I've been collecting that for quite a while, and so we're going to be painting some of that. We're stream here Tuesday through Saturday. Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Tuesday nights. We got Mech 45 who streams Tales of the Sanguine Isles on Wednesdays. King Bashman is running Yawning Portal on Thursday nights, and then I'm here on Friday nights running Dragon Heist with the group, and then these ladies here on Saturday nights now running Rise Up Against the Slave Lords. So there's our streaming schedule. But also next week, I'm also producing and helping put together Autumn Revel with Lou Gygax and his group. Matt and I will be producing some of the shows and getting that put together. It kicks off Friday, I believe. There's a little streaming Friday, but most of it's on Saturday. And so we've got Autumn Revel that'll happen next week. And basically it's helping to showcase, get streams going, but helping to showcase GaryCon 2021 in March. And then we'll be producing Gamehole Con virtual with Mr. Kammer in November, first weekend in November. And so that is plenty on our plate. So we want you to, that's right there. So get over to TTE and sign up for games. There's some Rebels, still got a few games, I believe, open. And there'll still be plenty of games going on for Gamehole Con and all that's happening there. And then hopefully we'll have some real life conventions next year. We don't know. But we'll definitely be with Luke and Gary Con producing virtual side from now on. He's going to be running both parts of the convention. We had such a nice success with Gary Con this year running it virtually. We're going to keep that ball rolling and putting a little business venture together to run and help produce all his cons that he's putting out throughout the year. Not only Founders and Legends, but Autumn Revel too. So that is the plan. So ladies, thank you for putting, so yes, it was definitely slow. I was expecting that to some degree, and I apologize for the stream that we didn't have any more action. But they're getting closer. They can smell it. And they still have plenty of questions about what the hell's going on with their memory and what that's all about. And that will be revealed over time as things pick up. And why are they here? And why are the slave lords doing what they're doing? And what the hell's going on with Lavinia? Very mysterious. Though Amai doesn't have a bad bone in her body. So we're trying to get her to play a little mysterious character, and it's a little, and I gotta play it because I'm the devious one. So, ladies, any questions from y'all? Or good job as always.
Nope.
No.
I'm good.
Good. Okay, folks, we're gonna call it here. Thank y'all very much for watching, and come back and check us. There's still some streams going on tomorrow for Greyhawk Con, and we're back here Monday doing some painting and then streaming all week. So that being said, take care, and we will see y'all later. Appreciate it.
Bye.
And I'm going to play this. I believe I'm going to play it.